So before we continue with this episode, you guys, I have to give a shout out to LumiLab. They literally have the best microdose gummies. They taste so good. Tensions are super high right now with the laws changing, and I feel like everybody's anxiety is at an all-time high. I know mine is.
Yeah.
So these gummies really help. They help calm my anxiety. They help me sleep, reduce the stress level.
Yes, and if you guys search around a bit on the internet, you'll find all sorts of people are microdosing to feel healthier and perform better. Our show today is sponsored by Microdose Gummies. Microdose Gummies deliver perfect entry-level doses of THC that help you feel just the right amount of good.
They really do taste and feel amazing. It's not going to give you I know you guys are probably thinking edibles. It's not that type of vibe. It's more of a calming, relaxed type of feel. You're just going to feel amazing. I've used them, like I said, to help me sleep, to help calm down my anxiety, to help me chill out. And yeah, I'm telling you, 10 out of 10.
And you guys do not forget, Microdose is available nationwide. To learn more about microdosing THC, just do a quick search online or go to microdose.com and use code KFS to get free shipping and 30% off of your first order. Links can be found in the show description, but again, that's microdose.com and code KFS. Back to the episode, y'all.
I'm not, and I won't.
It's your girl, B.SIMONE. And y'all already know what it is. If you ain't watching on YouTube, you listening. ASMR.
All right. Come on. I'm gonna give it to him because I'm.
You gonna give it to him?
And the only
Give
reason
it to it, yeah.
the only reason why
it's for them. Because you love our fans, our supporters, our family so much. Come on now.
I don't know. Our relationship kind of hit a little bump in the road.
Why?
The way they was coming at me in the DMs.
You lied to them.
Wow. Did I lie?
Let's just do it.
No, but I gotta say, B had y'all flood my DMs.
I did.
It was ridiculous. I didn't get to probably a 10th of them.
Thank y'all. I love
But
y'all
it was
so much.
like-
KFS family.
It was like, give us what we want.
Give us what we want. You ready?
Ooh, booty cheeks. I feel like
I'm a little.
No. All right, here we go.
I haven't done it in so long.
It's your girl, B.SIMONE. My girl, Megan A. Brooks. Know For Sure podcast.
Number one podcast in the world.
Number one podcast in the world. Don't say we didn't warn you. We are in LA. And
We're back in LA.
We're back. I like how you introed that. You see?
I like where your spirit is going.
your spirit is
like
on
where
the
it's
right
going.
path.
We are back in LA.
We're
Back.
I could make out with you right fucking now.
Oh, no, bitch. Remember that? Remember that when you said, when one of our homegirls was like, are y'all just fuck and get it over with?
Can y'all leave us alone? I don't eat her out. She gonna get mad because somebody said, "Are y'all sure you're not?"
No.
Tell me the story.
It's not even that I was mad, because of course it's like hell no. But it was the way you did it, bruh. It was like the thought of it brought utter disgust to your
Real
soul.
quick,
You
y'all
didn't
hear
have
that?
to
Y'all
do
hear that deep laugh? We got a sexy guest for y'all, but we ain't even gonna say that.
We got something for the ladies.
We got
you
something
know
for
what
the
I'm saying? Little
Y'all hitting y'all
sex,
back.
ladies. So, bitch,
Okay,
get back to
that.
it.
All right.
So our homegirl was like, y'all just, because me and B always touching each other. We always, and
I
she
lick
be
her.
licking me on the face.
I lick her.
Be specific, bitch, what
on
you
the
lick
face?
me.
And what's my favorite feature of you?
My nose.
Her nose. Ooh, it's a little button.
She be looking at me. She be like, your nose is so
I love your
cute."
nose.
And her face, your feature, you look like a filter.
Stop it.
I'm weak.
You so
Filter,
beautiful.
that's
Do you
funny.
know people get?
Oh, don't no,
Okay,
because you're
all
trying
right.
to make up for what you did.
Let me tell you what happened. Our homegirl was like, dang, you sure y'all not gay? LOL, like laughing or whatever. She was like, no, for real, y'all lesbians? I was like, hell
You was
no.
like, ugh.
I was like, ugh.
I was like,
Megan was like,
ugh.
ugh.
I was with the hell no, but the ugh.
I was like, how you gonna get mad? I don't want to eat your coochie. I don't want to eat it.
Well, that's fine.
I might flick it.
But don't be
Trying to lick
disgusted.
it. I might flick it. I ain't trying to lick it.
You're so stupid, bro. It was the disgust for me. It was like,
I was like, ugh.
I mean, hell no, but
No.
okay.
Hell no is enough, right?
Hell no was enough.
Yeah,
She
I
ain't had
said,
to do.
I feel you.
I
She
said,
ain't had to do the whole extra shit. You know,
Okay,
I hurt my feelings
Since
a
he
little
all
bit.
on the mic and he sounding like, and I didn't even know this, but I got a fun fact because I heard he be doing voice stuff on this app.
Oh my God.
We gonna introduce our guest, and I am not gonna mess it up because I be
Please.
calling him by his Instagram name. He got a sexy ass name. We in LA.
Not a sexy ass name.
It is. This is a nice name. It sounds like
It's
you got like
strong.
some strong.
It's a strong,
It's a
like,
strong
you a strong
name.
man.
I go with both of them.
Sharonis
Boom.
J.
Uh,
Jackson.
if you're nasty.
It's like Braylon Jackson.
B.SIMONE Jackson.
B.Simone Jackson got a ring to it.
So dumb.
Size 7.
Girl, like size 7.
Size 7.
Oh,
I lost
wait.
weight, maybe a 6.
Bitch, my ring size used to be a 10.
Maybe you gotta watch that sodium. That shit will blow up. You be like, I had this. I want this.
It was a 7 till I ate them fries.
Now it won't
Get a
come
little
off.
wiggle room.
Yo,
shit,
we
you know.
got Sharonis J. Jackson.
Yeah,
Give him some virtual
the one and only.
claps. If y'all are watching on YouTube, I hope you're watching. You gotta be watching.
watch.
If y'all listen to the audio, I get it. But y'all need to go to YouTube and look at this man.
Look
Let me
at
tell
him.
you, he is so handsome
And tall.
And tall.
He
I
walked
should
in. I
be.
said, "Did you duck? Did you get through the door?" I think I saw a duck.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'8".
That's
Wow.
crazy. When'd you hit? Like, when'd you stop growing?
Man, because like I say I'm 6'8", but it's even like now I would say I'm closer to 6'9", just because low key, even in recent years, I felt like it'd be. I noticed a difference. I'd be like, hold on, man.
Really?
Wow. Like a real stretch?
My main growth spurt happened from the end of 7th grade to freshman year of high school.
Okay.
Nice.
It went from like 5'7" to 6'4". It was crazy. Time. Yeah,
Did your
just was
knees
like,
hurt?
What the fuck? You know, that wasn't necessarily the issue. There was random times where I was like, "Damn, what the hell is this?" I'm
Yeah.
young. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But I didn't understand it was because that's what happens when
Right,
you grow.
right.
My little brother more so has a knee. It's the back for me. Yeah,
Really? It's your spine.
all that too much weight on that. Yeah, it's like
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay.
And you're a Pisces.
I'm a Pisces.
Oh, yeah, y'all talked
Pisces
about
gang.
that.
March
Pisces
10th,
gang.
March
Pisces
12th.
I don't know
gang.
any male Pisces. Tell me about male Pisces.
Do you know male Pisces? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. That was our
excited about a Pisces. Yeah, about a Pisces talk. You got an ex? You more triggered. You all right?
You see that Pisces
You
spirit.
was like, hold on.
I said, "Ooh, Jesus!" For y'all that aren't watching, a plant
That
just
just
fell,
got
and
scared
Aaron,
the shit
Aaron
out
just
of
lay
me.
it down on the floor.
Get it out.
Y'all,
what was that?
Get it out.
a plant is falling, and we're
Right.
fixing it.
That's fine.
If
We're
you're not
good.
watching.
Ooh, that scared the shit out of
Don't
me. 'Cause
even
I thought
edit
it
that
was
out.
coming.
You coming to it, you only
I saw
here.
the shadow, and I was like,
Coming to
ah.
light.
I was so scared.
Timber, nigga.
In my ass, I was like, "Ooh."
You said, "Oh, get
I
it."
just looked at it like, "Ooh, hope it don't
So
rain."
funny. Oh my God. First of all, can I know how long have y'all known each other?
20 years.
20 years.
Where'd y'all meet? If you from Texas, you from Ohio.
I
where'd
lived in
y'all-
Columbus. My family's from Columbus. So I moved up there for my dad's job, and I was up there till my senior year. Then I moved back to Texas.
Got you.
Yeah.
When did you move up there?
6th grade.
Oh,
So
that's where y'all
6th
met?
That's when we met.
That's adorable.
And what did I say to you?
Raylan, we've
Just
heard
Okay,
the
say it one more
story.
time.
She walked up to me and said,
And said we gonna be best friends.
said we
I've
gonna
been
be best
manifesting since then.
I love it. I love it. And that shit.
and look, 20 years later,
20 years
When she said that to you,
this has been
Funny.
our relationship for 20 years.
so when she said that to you, immediate first thought. I know y'all probably talked about this on your podcast. I'm
no,
sorry.
I was like,
Not really. I like this interviewer.
yeah,
Oh,
look
my
at
bad.
you.
Yeah, I naturally- I-
He's like,
my
no, we
bad. I'll
gonna
be doing
talk.
it.
Ask me if I'm single.
We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that.
Is that your next question? I know you want to ask, so I'm gonna just tell you that.
Yes.
Little tongue thing.
Are you? Yes. Are you? I do.
I do. Are you saying I do?
Oh, weak. Oh my God.
Yes,
All right.
We'll get
All
there.
right.
Immediate first thought. She said.
When she said that, I was just like, okay. I mean, it was an instant thing.
Yeah,
Like,
but
we
you went
just-
home and told your mom.
I went home
Yeah.
and told my mom. I was like, she was asking me how my first day of school was because it was a new school for me.
That's crazy.
And she was like, how was your first day of school? And I was like, this girl came up to me and said we're going to be best friends. And literally
She
That
starts
was
seeing
it.
your ass all the time.
All the
This the
time.
girl
My mom
She won't leave.
cannot stand when me and Braylon are together. She cannot stand it.
She's like, what are y'all
You're
laughing at?
Ever since we were kids, she would be like, "What are you laughing at? Nothing's funny."
So funny.
And she
But
would
tell her this. Tell him the story in the car.
Okay.
This is a dope story for our viewers. I know. It's a
Okay,
dope
so-
This is
story.
the first that y'all talking about on this?
Yeah,
This
that's the
our
first time
first
talking
time.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, "Yes,
All right, here we
exclusive."
go.
Yeah.
So my mom, during the time when me and B met, my mom was married to her second husband. And unbeknownst to me, it was like a really toxic relationship.
Right.
Like she was
We were 12.
mentally and
were young,
emotionally
so
abused
we didn't really know.
for like 8 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't know.
Of course not.
But there was one, she called me recently and she was like, "You know what? I was thinking about you and Braylon." And she was like, "I remember this one time specifically in the car. You and Braylon were in the back seat cracking up, just laughing. And my mom was getting irritated, like, because she couldn't figure out what we were laughing at.
Because we're kids. We're
You
12
know,
years
it's
old.
like,
We're
what
probably
is funny?
laughing
Yeah,
at
just
dumb
being goofy,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "Nothing is funny." Like, she was getting frustrated. And she said all of a sudden she just started laughing because we were laughing so much. It was so contagious. So she started laughing. But she said, she was like, "I was actually like thinking about you and Braylon. I was praying." And she was like, she felt like God showed her about that moment was that she was such in a dark place that she needed that laugh.
absolutely.
And like how that laugh probably helped save her
In that moment.
in that moment.
Not
Because she
even
was just so
knowing.
sad. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And there's like a scripture that talks about how laughing is healing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so she brought that up. And I just thought that was so.
I love
And
that.
I love that because that is our dynamic even now, 20 years later.
Yeah.
When people are around us, they just laugh. Like,
Yeah.
because we're always laughing.
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
it's just
it's
a dope.
infectious. It is
Yeah.
infectious, right?
But it's been
yeah.
like that for 20 years.
Yeah. That's
That's-
wild. I love that. That your mom shared that with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's deep.
Because of course we didn't know that at 12.
No,
in the back talking
were
about.
What-
trying not to laugh. Like,
we didn't get a
trying-
whooping.
So we didn't
That's
get
what makes it funnier, though.
And that's what made it
That's
funnier.
what makes it funnier, though.
Yeah.
You're not
That's what
trying
made-
not to
yes.
laugh.
Like,
I would
yeah.
say even in the acting where like every time there's an emotion, I think that there's a trap. You see the script and it's like an emotion supposed to evoke, and then the good actors though, the really good ones, to me, my favorites, will see that and they don't fall in the trap of like, okay, I'm gonna give it that emotion. They try to fight that emotion, but it's so strong that it starts breaking through. That's why we see these captivating performances. You're like, damn, you see like men trying to hold back their cry. It's just like, damn, and they finally let it, you know.
Wow.
So that like
Is that an acting tip?
Oh,
Or
I
like
don't know. Like,
oh,
that's just
okay,
that's
okay.
that.
I'm
I
like-
mean, maybe, but like it's just as
got you,
it's
got
more
you.
of a fan, like,
Got
As
you,
an
got you.
observation.
and that's something
Got
I guess
you.
I go after because that's what I like, you know.
Got
But
you.
was your mom like aware of the state of the like, you know? that it
Yeah,
was,
she
like,
knew.
Okay.
She knew.
Wow.
She knew.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
was just in such a like dark time.
In
like,
that moment.
but we didn't know.
Of course.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
12.
I had no because nothing was done in front of me, so I had no
Yeah.
idea what was
Of course.
going on.
Yeah.
Everything was behind
Yeah.
the scenes.
So you were
And
protected. in a
yeah,
sense. Okay.
to an extent.
To an extent.
To an
It's gonna
extent,
seep
because
through. There's only so
hindsight-
much you could do.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
damn cracks and the water comes through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So when I was 16, that's when my mom left her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's in the most beautiful relationship. She's like the happiest she's ever been.
Oh,
He's
that's
the most
beautiful.
amazing guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never give up, y'all.
Never.
Never
Like she
give
got
up.
remarried
Yeah.
at late 40s. I
Yeah.
mean, she's
That's
happy.
where they say like where like it's, you know, when they always put numbers on things where
Yeah.
oh that's
Yeah.
usually you'll end up whatever.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
she's
nice.
happy. So
Now y'all can laugh around her. She could be annoyed again. And
she's
still
still
annoyed.
annoyed. She be like, "It's still not funny."
that moment
different-
helped me.
Yeah, it's not funny. What are you laughing
I'm
at?
healed now,
Y'all
sweetie. I
said
don't
it.
need all that.
Because now we laughing at her, so she really don't like
Exactly,
it. Like, let me take
yeah.
it funny. I'm like,
y'all still on my nerve.
no, seriously. So
That's funny.
but I love that because that's our relationship, and I feel like our viewers feel that too.
Yeah.
When if I'm asking too many questions,
No, I love
okay,
it. This is dope. We
when
actually,
y'all-
I have some good questions for you, but we have time.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So when you guys, and I don't know how often or if it's rare, but when you guys do have an agreement or if you have gotten in a fight, how do you guys usually address that as a 20-year friendship, right? I think everybody's always interested in what happens with you and your man or the people you're dating and stuff like that. But like with you guys as friends, how do you address that, like that
And we
disagreement?
talk about that a lot publicly. It happened recently, actually.
Yeah, and it's been a journey because it hasn't always looked the same.
Yep.
Because it evolves.
Because we
Yeah,
change.
exactly,
And
absolutely.
we become more emotionally mature.
Absolutely.
Mature as women. We've grown so much.
Yeah.
So we're learning to do it in a healthy way. It's
Right.
always been healthy,
but we're learning to do it in a healthy way.
An efficient way for you to.
With each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's been healthy for me. It's been healthy for you because we come to the table.
Absolutely.
It's never ignoring conflict, but now
Great.
knowing how to love each other the
Yes.
way we want to be loved.
Yes.
And searching that out.
Yeah.
Like really searching
And
for
being
it.
intentional.
Yeah.
We're so intentional.
Man, yeah, I was asking that because it was just something I like. You know, in LA, you got to drive a lot. So in my car, I do a lot of thinking. Sometimes I won't even have no music playing, or
Yeah,
I'm listening to podcasts,
yeah.
whatever it is. And I was just thinking how like I feel like there's a lot of misunderstandings when we talking about loving each other, right? So
Yeah.
we could be as further along in our journey as possible as we think, but
Yeah.
we're over here. I know what works for me, but I'm not necessarily asking like,
What works for you?
yeah, because like especially like in love languages,
Absolutely.
people kind of always talk about the ones that how they receive love, right? But how do you? It's also not always the same on how you give love.
Give it, and
What's
how
your, like,
that
love
person you're
language,
giving it
right?
to.
Yeah.
Because the number one,
Exactly.
one of the number one ways that I give love is one of the last ways that I receive it. Actually, you know what I mean? So it's just like,
Are you saying you personally?
yeah, me
Which is
personally.
what? Give us an example.
Gifts.
Got you.
Yeah, like what are sentimental things, like, you know, but like as far as, even though I do appreciate all of them,
Yeah.
right? All the love languages
Yeah.
are ours, you know.
Yeah.
But it's still also one of the last things as far as receiving, like, I guess I want to say my grandma, my auntie kind of said like, you know, when it's like birthdays or gifts or Father's Day, they'll put like $1 in which is hilarious to me
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they kind of come to for like, all right, well, like what would I give a man that can
yeah,
kind of get himself?
yeah.
Like you could give in there.
Yeah.
So I understand that. Even though I still appreciate the sentimental stuff, so
Yeah.
that
Of
stuff
course.
is way more important
more
to me. But
personal
like,
stuff, yeah.
yeah. So I guess I was like, oh yeah, I guess I never really. Not that I didn't care for gifts. It's just that it's just something I don't really
Yeah.
focus on, right? But I do love, you know,
Giving.
Yeah,
Giving.
yeah, yeah.
I kind of in the same way.
Yeah.
or
I relate
maybe
to
it's
that.
acts of service, but yeah,
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
it can be in both.
So your love language is act of service?
yeah,
that's how you
touch
receive
and
it.
touch and acts of
I feel
service.
like men
What's yours?
is always touch first.
Oh, yours is words
That's
of
very true.
affirmation.
Mine is quality time and then words
Words
of
of
affirmation.
affirmation. Yeah.
Quality time, words of affirmation, and then you.
Mine
what are your
first
top
is words
two?
of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. Got it. Reassurance. Yeah.
What's your
And
second
it'll probably be
one, Phil?
physical touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, okay, okay.
Maybe. Wait, what
Maybe
are the other
acts of
ones?
service. I feel like
Acts
you
of
would be
service,
acts of
gifts,
service,
quality time.
quality time.
Yeah.
Probably words of affirmation, then quality time. I know words of affirmation is 1st. Yeah.
Got you. It's also sometimes it's okay to like not be so like you're like, oh, I like sit with it for a little bit, because I
Yeah.
realized that for me too. I knew it was like touch. Okay, I knew that for a while. I was affectionate, and it was actually something I was so sold on for a while. But as of recent times, I guess it's starting to blend with acts of service as well. I'm starting to realize because I do so much for people, I'm starting to appreciate things being
When
done
they do
for
it for
me.
That's
you.
what I'm saying. I feel like it can change. Like
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In
It's
different
never set.
seasons.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
never
yeah,
set.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what love looked like for you at one season may not be what it
Right.
looks like now, and that's
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah.
I think just knowing. I think the thing about it is that going back to like what helps a relationship
Mm-hmm.
is being able to identify it, and then be able to communicate that to the people that you not expect that love from, but those relationships
Yeah.
that are important to
Important.
you.
Right.
Being able to say, you know, I know that this used to look like this, but this is what it looks for me
Right
now.
now,
And then
yeah.
the person receiving it being willing to adjust.
Adjust.
Man, because it's not
have to
easy.
adjust.
Change is a thing that
Yeah.
humans in the
Yeah.
since the
Yeah.
history of time can't. Even if you just look at the root of everything from like, you know, racism and sex, it's just like change, right? Or something different, right? So I give grace to that to a certain extent.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna I'm always gonna honor myself though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
for
compromise
sure.
myself. Is
For
the word I was
sure,
looking.
for sure.
Right.
So yeah, that is
But
okay.
it takes both. It takes you communicating, and then it takes the other person
Receiving.
and then putting
Yes.
the work
And both
in.
adjustments,
Yeah.
give and take, you know.
And but that's what our relationship has taught me. Probably one of the greatest lessons is how to communicate the season that I'm in my life and what I'm needing in that moment and what I'm needing in that time. Actually being able to communicate that.
Yeah.
Because I realized, because I saw it impact, I've never seen it impact somebody the way I saw it impact her. And it made me realize like, wow, this is my effect on
Yes.
people that I love. I never
Good and
saw
bad.
it as the bad. I never saw
Yeah.
the bad as impactful until I saw it on her.
Wow.
And so because this relationship was so important to me, is so important to me, and it's such an entanglement with our purpose, right?
Yeah.
It forced me to adjust, and then it allowed opportunity for me to adjust in all my relationships.
Right.
So because I
That's lit.
identified it here first, then I was able to take it and apply it to every
Your whole life.
relationship.
How fortunate because you were able to identify it in this space that's so safe for you to actually.
Yeah.
Because if it would have came from another way that seemed where you're on a defense mode,
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
were able to absorb that
Yeah.
lesson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that's
I want to ask you, since
Yeah.
we're talking about love. I was gonna say, is you single? But I asked that later.
Am I single?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
no, you're not.
Yeah, okay.
No, but what I was gonna say, I don't know if I don't think I'm available though.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think I'm available.
Okay, so explain that. Explain that.
I like that.
It's like, oh, man, right? Okay, so
I love that though.
Yeah.
Because I get it.
Yeah.
all right. I was
I
gonna
get
say
that.
like it's
But I want to hear your, coming from you.
right there. I think also I never realized in the past how this affected the relationships I was in or seeking or I was involved in negatively, where I didn't allow myself to fully transition out of something, right? And because of that, things got muddy a little bit while I was trying to start this other
Pursue
thing.
something
Like I was
else.
so excited about this thing, right?
The
And
new
their
thing.
potential was there.
Yeah.
It's just like, we're kind of like selfish as human beings, and that look, I have every right to, see what I want and everything, but you still have to put others in consideration, and sometimes you're so self-absorbed in your thing and you're like, but to be very selfless, I think that's where I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, okay, I don't want to affect others.
So are you recently
by-
coming out of a relationship or a situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
I was
okay.
so I mean, but like it's been this thing too where, just you do that whole thing, the on and off. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Why does your drink look
Okay,
prettier
let's
than mine?
cheers.
Yeah, I was like,
Because I was like, should I put flowers in this drink?
y'all should look-
Pretty.
yeah.
Well, his is
pretty,
masculine
right?
too.
Cheers.
I
Thank you
can't
for
reach
coming.
you, but I love you.
Love you.
But yeah, that's I think just
Can
figuring
you
things out.
first,
And dating
can you
though.
first say how great my drink was and how?
Oh,
I'm
first
the
of all,
best?
no, not just because she's here. And I'm actually I'm a very truthful, honest person. Like, she makes amazing drinks.
Yeah.
I told her exactly, like, I said, I don't like too sweet, nothing. It's a perfect balance. It's refreshing.
She's a bartender.
I'm like, I need another one. Right, she's, mixologist. I don't even want to say bartender. Like,
Right,
I need to
mixologist.
give her
Yeah.
a really,
I need a
it doesn't
official
give her,
title.
it's
KFC.
artist.
Y'all, I really do this. Okay, I really do.
Every episode. So, with
need
that
a
being
craft.
said, what does your love feel like? If you could describe your love in a
Wow.
way, my question to you is, what does your love feel like?
I think it's warm and protective, or like protecting. Yeah, like that's what I want it to feel like.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm
what's been-
claiming now.
But what has
Right?
it been?
I think what it has been, I think my love has been, I do think it was security. I do think there was a sense of security, which at times I guess could make people feel comfortable. And I do want that. Yeah, I do want the safe and comfort and something like that. But I do think my love was given like security and spontaneous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you be monogamous?
Yeah, I could actually.
Forever?
I didn't think I could.
Wow.
I didn't think I could actually.
Your last relationship, you weren't.
This is for the past year. Well, I mean, it was we had an understanding though. It wasn't like
She didn't know.
a dishonoring thing. No,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I could, but yeah, that just depends on how it varies though, right? It
And
varies.
is that something
That's
you
what it is.
desire
Is that
though?
what-
Even
or do you-
desire?
Here's what I want what works for my part. It's like whoever I meet, I'm very much on like whoever I meet, like this works for us. It's great because I guess I feel like I'm lucky enough, or I've been blessed enough to really be able to adapt and live in so many worlds. Like I can be happy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
In any situation.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be real. I would love a woman who enjoys women.
Got you. Okay.
Very much
Okay.
so. Yeah, I would
Like
love this.
occasionally, all the time.
Open relationship.
Whatever she feels. I like it. Look, the open relationship is such a specific thing. Like that got to be.
You got to
Like,
have some boundaries and
Yeah, there has to
rules.
be parameters and boundaries.
Yeah.
That's just.
Yeah.
I think people hear open relationship and think it's the fucking wild, wild west.
Yeah,
We
just
fucking,
do whatever
like,
you want to do.
No,
Fuck whoever.
Yeah.
No,
No.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's definitely not
Yeah.
that.
There has to be
So,
boundaries.
yeah, it has to be strong boundaries, and it just depends on the trust and security. And I don't think you can open up a relationship until there is a strong foundation. Some people try to look to it like it's the solution for things.
Yep.
And
Absolutely
if
not.
there's no foundation set, then that's not gonna make it better at all.
But I think that's the issue that we're having. I feel like is that we don't have like a solid foundation.
And friendships first.
Yeah, like
I'm so big on that now.
Man,
No.
yes.
so big
Like-
on
I
that
want to
now.
like you a
I
lot.
Be
gotta
my
like
friend.
you.
Yeah.
Because loving somebody is a choice.
And like you
can
said, you don't
choose
want to
love
hurt your
somebody.
friend.
Yeah.
I don't want
Right.
to hurt my friend.
Exactly. Yeah.
Megan
Exactly.
says that all the time. She's like, you don't want to hurt your friend.
You don't
Yeah,
want to.
I didn't realize like even there was one point where I was just like, man, like how big it was. Like, I mean, I got into this thing. It was we were young, you know, we from the same area, and it was just like for years on and off for years. But I didn't realize how important it was until later on after. And I'm happy to say, like, you know, at least we're able to communicate things now where it was like kind of you're young and you're learning yourself. It was kind of, man, it was toxic. It was volatile in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
and we put so much responsibility on each other.
Yep. To make each other happy.
Exactly.
Yep.
And we've been through so much, and we kind of latched onto each other from that as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to say trauma bonds because I feel like I got to educate myself more on that before I actually label
Use
it
that
that.
title.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm
Because
very
it's a
big
real
on
thing.
It is.
Yeah, it
Definitely
is.
a real thing.
For sure.
It is.
But like, yeah, we definitely put a lot on each other. But like, man, while we were younger, it was just like, man, if we weren't in a relationship, I was like, I want to be friends with this girl. And I'm like, oh, that's never gonna happen again.
Ever.
Never. I'm like,
I don't like you.
whoa.
I don't want to be around you.
I'm having
Like-
sex with you.
Ew. I don't even want to.
I don't like
I
you
don't
as a
like
human.
You. I don't like the way you move.
I don't
Right.
like
Right,
like
yes,
the way
that's the
you put
main
stuff
thing.
in the
Stuff you do.
refrigerator. I don't like the way you
weak.
do that. I don't like the
way
way
you
you
put your
but you
You know
ketchup
what
get-
I'm
on your
saying?
hot
Like
dog.
I just don't like you.
Yes, and I feel, but like that comes when you become like really a mature adult,
Yes,
obviously.
yes.
Because
And
at that
knowing
time we didn't know
yourself.
that. Yeah, not to say that we didn't end up eventually like, you know, like we separate for years, whatever. Not that we able to create a bond like that, or you know, but like you got blinded by what you felt. I don't like when people say like, oh, like it wasn't really love. Like, no, that's what you knew what love was at the
At that
moment.
moment.
Time.
So
Oh,
it was
I like
love.
that.
Yeah,
I like
you
that
have to
was
define
love
it
to
for
you
what it
in that
was.
moment.
Yeah, like I can't say it wasn't. That's not what it is for me now, right? That's fine, but I'm not going to dishonor
The
what I had with that
immature
person.
you at that time, that was the best way.
That's
you
what
could
I
love.
knew.
Wow.
That's how I loved. That's how I
Wow.
received it, right? That's why I thought, you know, her tripping on me and going crazy. I was just like, she was passionate about me.
Yeah.
She cares.
Yeah.
But as you get older, though, and your thought evolves and your
Yeah.
knowing evolves,
Mm-hmm.
then
Yep.
it changes. And
It
it's like, no, there's a
changes.
All
better
the
way to
time.
communicate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a better way to do
And
that.
Yeah.
good for her because
Yeah.
she's got to a place where she could actually communicate better than that too. You know what I'm saying? So good for her on that. I'm not gonna take that away from her, but like, yeah, like we were necessary for each other at that point in our lives because we were the turning point for each other, which is so important.
And those are important.
very important. We
It's
were the turning
important.
point. Yeah.
But it's important to, I think, as you get older, especially when you get to a place where you're like really healing, you can get to an end of a relationship and not be mad.
Exactly.
You can literally be
It
like,
doesn't
This isn't
have
it.
to be all that.
this just isn't
Yeah.
what's right anymore.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean we have
We're
to
beefing.
be mad
Yep.
at each other.
Yep.
It doesn't.
I don't
It just
have
literally
butterfly
means
loves.
it's like
Yep.
that was a time, and
Yep.
we needed each other in that
Absolutely.
time.
Yep.
And like, thank God it happened the way it did because
Yeah.
this is where we are now.
This is- yeah.
And we can walk away. I can walk away from you, and I
That,
can still
but
be
see
okay.
that right there though, right? It sounds so much easier, the walk away part.
But it's the
very hard
hard-
for people to let
Oh,
go.
it's extremely hard.
especially
the
once
more
you share
mature
something.
you are, and the more
Yeah,
the older you get, I feel like the easier it is.
For sure, but I want to say, okay, let me rephrase it. Like, I guess because there's a certain level of hurt that comes from walking away.
100%.
And and that
100%.
hurt people don't want to face a lot of the times. And as you say, yeah, that comes with maturing. But like, you know, we're ever evolving people, as we say,
Absolutely,
right? That's not
absolutely,
changing and stuff. So
absolutely.
like, it's funny because like what you said, it was like kind of built up to like that last part, right? And we're like, okay, checkpoint. I'm there now. I'm good there now. Boom, checkpoint. I'm good there now too, right? I'm doing all this great. And then that last part, I was just like, now that's the part where I'm like, I'm just arriving to, right? Because it's like, I don't know, like there. And also, man, like I said, it goes back to me earlier saying how selfish people can be. You know, it's like, and then with men, men do this thing.
Oh, tell us about it.
I know. I'm like, what y'all do?
What do y'all do? Yeah, let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Come in my chair. I said, because I
was about to say these niggas, but you know what? We talk about men.
We are
totally
beautiful black men. Oh, y'all niggas.
Who are y'all?
Right, that's funny, man.
I love
That's
black
so
men,
funny.
though. I really do. I love y'all.
That's beautiful.
Are you mixed?
I love that. Yeah, I'm black and Latino.
Okay. Oh, come on,
Yeah.
Latino. He said, "Bitty bitty bomba."
Yeah.
Como la flor. It's like
Texas ass baby right here. I'm weak. Goes right to Selena. I'm weak. Texas ass kid.
shout out to the Latinos.
Yeah. But men do this thing, man. It's like, well, first of all, I mean, a lot of men really don't want to do the inward work, you know.
Yeah.
But why?
There's a whole,
Is it like a
whole
fear?
structure.
Do you feel like you
thing.
do?
Do I do?
Not
yeah.
do you want to? I feel like you want to. Do you do it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But it took many years to get to this point, right?
Okay,
And
okay.
I didn't realize that's what I was seeking.
Okay.
Also, though, I felt like I was lucky enough to be surrounded with people that were speaking that language, and it got me onto that path. Not everyone's lucky like
Has that
that.
environment, man.
Nope.
A lot of these niggas don't have that environment,
Man.
bro. They like the niggas they around. I'd be like,
It's wild.
and I mean, and I'm very clear cut. Like, you know, like my circle, the village is very much people like me.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
allow the love and support. They don't feel a way about it, and they're able to do the work. Yes, we make mistakes. Of course we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're at least able to confront it, be aware of it, and actually work on it, and try to have changed behavior.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's the thing.
That's all you can ask for.
Because like a lot of times, like I said, with men, especially like the walking away part, there's like this selfish thing where men like don't want to see you happy with somebody else
100%.
at all. There's
100%.
a very territorial thing. And I'm like, I try to tell the dudes, I'm like, it's not that the women necessarily want to see that too, but they're getting to a point where they're going to prioritize themselves and their emotional health and spiritual self, you know what I'm saying? Personal health versus you. But men we don't put ourselves first like that. So we rather focus on the feelings of like
the pride and the
like,
ego.
man, I
and
don't want to see her with some other nigga. Like,
that's mine.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all these years and shit, she about to give this nigga this great woman and shit like that. Not me.
Right.
Fuck
Yeah,
that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And they rather focus on that than be like, bro, you could go and find something beautiful, bro.
And find yourself.
And find
Bro,
what works
and find
for
yourself.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
And find yourself.
If I am not
Yeah, it is
doing
unison
what
shit.
you like anymore,
Because Ron J said he want threesomes. I'm over here thinking, could this be my man? I'm like, I could do a little licky. Oh, I could suck an areola or something every now and then.
Braylon,
I'm just thinking about it. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
wait, this is like,
how did we get back to that?
I've
We're
been
talking about healing,
I'm sorry.
evolving,
all a
growing,
part of
and
it,
we're
baby. It's
talking
all a
about
part of it.
you
She's sexually
saying
healing.
Do what works for you.
Sexual
And
healing.
I'm thinking that was my past, but I could do it again.
You said we ever evolving.
that I can reach back in
I
the
could
back.
reach back. It's like, close your eyes.
You like the bitch gotta have a fade because I gotta pretend it's a nigga.
She need to have straight backs.
A week straight back. I'm crying.
Can we fuck a stud, please?
I'm weak. Oh my God, cuz that got me weak. She said this shit gotta have straight backs. I'm fucking dying,
my
bro. That is
God.
hilarious.
Strap them titties down.
Oh my damn, bro.
She needs to be flat chested.
Y'all now, y'all.
All right,
now.
This
I'm
turned
gonna
into
draw
a
a line
train.
now, all right?
Okay.
Y'all not about to keep taking away things from my imaginary third woman. Y'all not about to keep doing
You're not
that.
finna make her a nigga.
Y'all slowly
She needs to have a
transforming her.
Y'all are slowly
hold on, how
changing
did
what
this
the
turn
fuck
into
I
a two-
said. I
it's
said
two
I
male
wanted
and a
to like
female now.
women.
Now I'm like, is this a train?
And she better not have no backpack.
Oh, fuck. Man, that is hilarious.
God.
That bitch was
Okay,
hilarious.
I was just
Okay,
thinking.
we back.
We wouldn't even talk.
Yes,
How
we
did
were
get there?
because you. Let me tell you how we got there because it all
Okay.
makes sense. I'm
Okay,
together.
circle
You
it back.
said,
Go ahead.
Find someone that wants the same thing you want.
You said,
and I'm trying to see.
It's just the same thing I want.
I'm like, no, I want that. Clitoris all in my mouth. Now I got a Listerine. Everything.
Oh, oh my God, bro.
Okay. All right.
Okay. We back.
I'm saved.
We back. Sorry.
Okay,
I forgot what we was talking about now.
I have no idea.
Threw me laughing
That
and
threw me
everything.
off.
That's hilarious. Though. I was so
Don't turn my
He said, now y'all slowly turn this shit into something I didn't say. Now the editing
hold
on
on.
this bitch better be right. I didn't say that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Whew. That's why you have a team.
Y'all are so funny.
That's
why.
great. I needed that. Thank you, y'all. It's a good laugh. Belly laugh. Belly laugh.
He rubbing his.
You know, like the dad on his chair.
That is funny. That is
Good
funny.
meal. Good meal. Good meal.
That is fun. I am funny.
And I'm still thinking.
I'm still-
I'm still over here contemplating.
By the end of this, we gonna get.
We gonna have an answer
We'll
by
have
the
an
end of this
answer by the-
podcast. Let me tell you that. That's what we gonna know for sure.
Oh my God, that's funny. Oh, I know. Boom. I was talking about how men usually.
Yeah, they
I'm
don't.
still frame out on some moved my chair back and shit from laughing.
Is he good? Yeah, he's good.
I'm good. All right.
But you were saying how they don't want to do the work. Why do
Yeah.
you think that is as black men?
Well,
Obviously, it's fear. It's
Well,
ignoring.
I
Yeah.
think well, one point that he said was really good, and I don't want to skip over that. It's
Okay.
like they haven't been exposed to it,
exactly.
and I think that when you've been
And
We're
the world
conditioned.
they're living in
We're
allows
conditioned.
them to stay
and
there.
especially as black,
Yep.
like,
Yep.
and I'm always big on like I will never try to say what a black man goes through,
Of course.
feels,
course.
experiences,
Yeah.
because that is I would never understand that.
Yeah.
Never,
so
because I'm not.
specific,
Because
right?
it's very specific
Yeah.
and it's very complex and it's very, I feel like it's really sensitive.
Yeah.
So I will never try to speak on that. But I do feel like because I'm raising 3 black boys, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
That's right.
I try to keep
Beautiful
that
kids, by the
into-
way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try to keep that
Beautiful.
into my mindset on like what I've experienced from black men, my father, men that
Right.
I've loved,
Right.
right? And then what I want, what I would hope
Yeah.
a black man would to be. So I take that into
Yeah.
consideration.
Can I ask how old they are?
12, 8,
Oh, wow.
and almost 10.
Great. Oh, wow. Close in ages
So
too.
yeah,
That's
they're
dope.
very close.
Very, very dope. So, but I would say the main thing it would be, and from my experiences in like my homeboys, that when we talk about this, it's like it starts early where just having us feeling safe.
Yeah.
Feeling safe, it does so much for people. It's not even just for men and
everybody.
women. It's just
Oh
for
my
it's
A
for
place
God.
where I
everybody.
don't have to be judged.
Yes.
I'm not being,
Yeah.
talked down to.
Yes.
A place where you're not. Yeah.
Because when you're in defense mode,
Man,
and sometimes when you're not even realizing it, it could come out nasty. You know
Yep.
what I mean? But like, so early on, like that's why, like, even I give, not to say there's no shortcomings, man, but like where I give some praise to my dad, he didn't like necessarily shame us. We could show emotion, My dad would cry in front of us, we'd be
Yeah,
talking about something, be
yeah.
emotional or whatever like
Yeah.
that. My dad's 6'7", over 300 pounds, you know what I'm saying? He's a massive man. He was a
Wow.
correctional officer for over 30 years. So it acquired a lot of aggressiveness and physical, you know what I mean? And he was a former athlete too, very strong,
Wow.
athletic, you know what I mean? He's from Philly, you know what
alpha
I'm
man,
saying?
yeah.
He's from
Yeah.
Philly, like, that environment and stuff like that. And but what I do say is like, man, because I didn't feel scared or ashamed, at least at home, was because, he didn't shame us for showing any type of emotion.
gave you
If
that
anything,
room
it
to
made
be
me
that.
feel more of a man to do that. And it was like, it to feel championed in a sense, or not, I don't want to say champion, because it wasn't necessarily championed, but it was like to feel at least safe, going back to safe, to do that.
Yeah.
I've early on was able to get in touch and then be in tune with my emotions early on,
vulnerable
which was
side.
so
Yep.
important for me.
Yeah.
So it's important in
Because the
general.
surrounding environment wasn't like necessarily
Right.
like that though.
The outside
And
world didn't allow
that's-
you to do that.
Because now there's a time in your life where, and it depends if you have a working home. Like, so both my parents worked a lot. You know what I'm saying? They worked a lot. So you're not seeing them for hours on end. I'm at school for
set 8
8
hours a day, yeah.
and then I'm an athlete.
So now I'm there.
So this now I'm actually seeing these people more than I'm seeing you.
Yeah.
So your
You know what I'm saying?
influence is more of the outside.
After a while, unless you
Yeah.
sending me out there with some strong base, and I was sent out there, I feel like protected enough.
Yeah.
Obviously, then you're your own person.
Yeah.
That's
You
why
have
also being a father, like I have to be like,
Oh, congrats
she
to
gon'
you.
thank you, I
How old is
appreciate
she
that.
now?
She's 4.
That's crazy, right?
I literally
4.
feel like you just had her.
I know.
Literally.
Everybody thinks I still have this little
Congrats to you.
baby.
Yes.
Literally.
Everyone thinks I still have like a 1, 2-year-old. Nah, she's 4
I
now.
can't believe that.
Yeah.
I remember when
Personality.
I know,
everything.
yeah.
I'm like,
I know,
wow,
man. Yeah, she's a
4
whole
years?
little fucking person now. It's crazy.
Aw.
And
Isn't it crazy when you see them have their own personality?
Man.
You're just like,
her little response to that, and she's
Yeah.
developing all the time, and so she's like, I'm seeing that she picks up something new from wherever.
Yeah.
It could have been she heard something at the store or something like that, but she's
Right.
picking stuff up from
Yeah.
wherever.
Right.
And I just be like, huh?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's crazy. But like, and so being a dad and seeing all that and the development of it is like, I can only equip her as much as possible.
Okay.
My main job is I want her to feel safe to talk to me.
Yeah.
Because a big mistake, especially with girls and like their dad or something like that, or just her parents, but like I want my girl to feel safe that she can come and talk to me so she doesn't feel like she has to sneak, go around, because that's where
Lie.
mistakes
Yeah.
are made.
Yeah.
If I could equip her enough to feel like, you know, with the emotions or to navigate her
Yep.
or like for her to feel safe,
Yep.
then at least I know that I don't necessarily will have to worry too much.
Yeah.
You're a parent. You're always gonna have some type of worry. You know, I'm protective. This is what it is by
Yeah.
nature. You know, especially over women,
Yeah.
especially over black women. So it's just
Absolutely.
like, and for her, you know, she's gonna be out there, young black women and stuff. But I also had to. I have my conversations now, like you know,
You're
as
like,
if
you're
she's
4.
grown. Yeah, she's
One
4.
day you're gonna like boys or girls. I don't know.
Like, you just go, you're
gonna like
you know,
somebody.
but it's
Yeah.
just like, even with myself, I say like, I'm going to like, I can't take things so personal
Yeah.
if she's doing things maybe we don't necessarily agree with.
Yep. Yep.
You know, she has to
That's
learn her
big.
own lessons.
Her own
huge.
personality,
I
her own
can't
choices.
Put that on me. I've seen parents beat themselves up over some of those choices. I fully trust that my daughter's not gonna go these drastic routes that these other people. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you still prepare yourself emotionally for anything. It's just like that's still at the end of the day, as long as there's not gonna be no emotional abuse, spiritual, mental, physical abuse
Right.
in our home.
I love
you know what I'm
that.
saying?
I love that.
In either our homes, her
Yeah.
mother home or my home. She's
Yeah.
very loved. Her mother's family is so loving and supportive. There's a lot
Yeah.
of women on that side. She's
Yeah.
nurturing. There's a lot of men on my side. You know what I'm
gets the
saying?
best of both worlds.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then the men on my side aren't like, we're very much like this. We communicate. We're very much in tune with our emotions. Like, there's no toxic environment like that.
I'm
Yeah.
so proud to hear that.
yeah.
It took a lot.
love
I
hearing
think,
Took a lot.
I think it's so important too, like having children. I think it's so important that you really are aware and intentional about the work that you're doing, because there are certain characteristics that I've seen in my children from times where I wasn't in a good place, where I'm like, that's where that came from. That's where you picked that up. And so
Also good for you to be aware of that.
being
Yeah.
aware
Because
of it.
parents aren't
And-
aware of it.
and now that I'm on a different path and I've been able to, you know, align myself with the life that I believe God wants for me.
Yes.
I'm having the most amazing conversations, especially with my 12-year-old.
Yeah,
where
he's at a formidable. These are formidable years.
Shout out
It's
to Eli.
mind
I love
blowing.
you.
And we've had like some mental health conversations where he has been very open about what he's experienced internally, about what maybe like something he saw on TikTok that triggered him.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
like having those conversations,
That's-
and it's just me and him.
He's
And
gonna be a
it's like,
beautiful man.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like,
That's early. That's early.
Early.
I didn't necessarily have that. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you earlier, it's just like I was able to show emotion, but like to have that conversation.
Yeah.
and
My parents
and
weren't
for
equipped
him
for
to
that.
have it with, I want him to know that you can have a safe conversation with a black woman
Beautiful.
who's going to listen
And accept
and
how you
and not
feel.
try to fix you
Yeah.
in the
That's
moment,
beautiful.
but just listen to you. And
Yeah.
he, like, there's one part of our conversation, we were talking, and he's like, I think what's hard for me is that, he was like, I think what's hard for me is that I don't always have the words to express how I feel.
Big.
And I was like,
course
the
not.
fact that you're even able
Able
to
to
say
know
that
that.
is
It's
great.
big.
So championing him and like giving that affirmation, like that's good.
That's good.
Okay. Like
that's
that,
okay. It's
and
okay
that's
to not
normal.
know. Yes.
And you're gonna,
absolutely.
and I told him, I'm like, you're gonna experience
over
this
and over
in multiple seasons
Bro,
of
when
your
you're
life. But
40,
guess what?
bro.
You're gonna keep developing your language. Just like when you're a baby, it's mama, dad, dad. But then the language develops and it keeps developing.
Amazing.
And so as you go through a healing journey and as you evolve as a person, you just keep adding to your language. And there are times where you won't know, but it develops over time. You know what I mean?
And especially like I've seen
E.
how strong that is, like using metaphors like that, because you want to use something that they know right away,
it's
and they could
huge
attach
for
to it. And
them.
then when they attach, they're like, oh, you see the like click.
I'll do the example with Jonah, my youngest, who's like super athletic. He's he's the baller. Like he is, and he is a athlete to the core. Like it is just sports, right? So he's not. My oldest, Eli, is the sensitive. He's more artistic.
Okay.
He's the expressive.
Okay.
You know, he's an Aries, so he's that, right?
Yeah.
Where Jonah is a Gemini, and he is a different breed. But very his language is reasoning. Like he needs to reason with why. He's me.
Got you. I need logic. I'm very much that. I need logic.
The logic on it. If it don't make sense, it don't make sense. And I'm not fucking with it until it makes sense.
I will tap out, yes.
So, but he's not as expressive as, like, Eli will go there with me. He's gonna go deep, where Jonah's just like he's very kind of.
And that's good, like you seeing that, because also I've realized that it's, especially like I would want that from, like, let's say this conversation for Eli, you're getting what you want, right? So, but like we can't fall too in love with, I'm getting what I want with this child, because this child's not like that.
You have to
style flex.
You have to, and that's like that.
Like
in
you
any
love people
relationship,
different.
You love them different.
Right, exactly.
I've trying to figure out a way to, because he's emotional, and Jonah.
Got it.
He's
Okay.
very emotional.
Got it. Gemini.
He doesn't, but he doesn't know why. So we have to go through these conversations. Like he'll be on the baseball field and something happens and he's crying. So then it's pulling him to the side. I'm like, why are you crying? I don't know. Okay. So then I start asking more questions. Okay. So do you want to give mommy a hug, or do you want to hit a wall? Like, do you want to punch something, or do you want to give me a hug?
Am I more aggressive or more sensitive?
And so,
got you.
because based off of what he says,
I love when he
says, I want to hit a wall. Okay, so there's some anger there. You're upset about something.
Yeah.
If he's like, I want a hug. Okay, so you're maybe sad about something. You need a little bit of comfort. Like, what's going on here? So he's such a he's so smart, and he can articulate. Once he has a reasoning, he can articulate himself very, very well. And we were sitting on the couch, and his dad tried to get something out of him of why he was crying and could not get it out of him. And so Jonah says to me, we talk and we go through our process, and I'm asking questions, and he goes, well, mom just asked more questions. Like,
he said that?
Yeah, he's like, mom just asked me more questions, and it helps me get to basically where I understand why I feel the way I feel.
This is a good note.
And that's good to know. And it's not like I knew, I just asked questions.
Yeah, you want to get to the bottom of it.
And I'm a white person, but I just think as parents, that's okay. You don't have to have the answer. Just ask questions.
And they come to their own conclusion.
And they do. And I told Jonah, I'm like, use words that you know.
Right.
What do you, like, what words do you know? You know what frustrating means? And we go through it. Do you know what frustrating means? Do you know what being upset means? Do you know what confused means?
Right.
Like, we go through that.
Yes. And emotions. Yeah.
And we define them, so that way he's able to identify, like, now that I know what confusion is,
right?
Because you've defined it for me.
I know when I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? It's just developing that language.
Yeah.
Okay, before we continue with this episode, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Apostrophe.
Y'all, have y'all ever had acne breakout come at the worst time possible? Of course you have, because I know I have. Before I'm about to film, before I go on tour, before a show, before I have to do content. It's so annoying. We've all had that struggle with our skin, and that's why we're excited to partner with Apostrophe, the sponsor of this episode.
Apostrophe is a prescription skincare company that offers science-backed oral and topical medication that are clinically proven to help clear acne.
At Apostrophe, an expert dermatology team will create a personalized treatment plan that is perfectly tailored to your unique skin. You guys simply fill out Apostrophe's online quiz about your skin, goals, and medical history, then snap a few selfies and a board-certified dermatologist will create your initial customized treatment plan.
Apostrophe treats all types of acne from hormonal to facial. They treat breakouts from head to toe. We have a special deal for our audience. Save $15 off your first visit with Apostrophe provider at apostrophe.com/KFS when you use our code KFS. This code is only available to our listeners.
To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/KFS and click the begin visit. Then use our code KFS at sign up and you'll get your first visit for only $5.
That's apostrophe.com/KFS and use the code KFS to get your first dermatologist crafted treatment plan for $5. And we thank Apostrophe for sponsoring this podcast. Back to the episode.
Absolutely.
And I want to talk to you about more of your father since we're talking about parenthood because I saw a clip and I'm not gonna butcher this because I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw you get emotional. In that clip.
Right.
You were crying in the clip. You did a podcast, a previous interview, and I want you to talk about your relationship with your father and how beautiful that is. But what made you emotional in that clip?
Well,
because I really don't know.
What was the clip?
He was talking. No, that's all I know.
Oh, okay.
I know you were talking about your father, but I remember seeing you get emotional in the clip. But I truly want to know, what was that dialogue about?
In that clip, I was talking about I don't know if you guys know Mila and Erica, but these women I know for a while, and I was talking to them about the relationship my dad had with his dad.
With his dad. Was it good?
Was
okay.
Shaky.
Okay.
It was shaky.
Okay.
It wasn't good in a sense because, and it's not just my dad. You know, everybody had this tough relationship with my grandfather because, you know, he battled with addiction, alcohol.
Got you.
Went to the war. He'd seen a lot.
Got you.
Yeah.
There's a thing called Agent Orange where they sprayed these chemicals over the soldiers during this stuff. My grandfather was one of them soldiers. Jesus. You know what I mean?
What is that?
It was a chemical. During the war, they sprayed these chemicals and pesticides. There we go. And so like they had planes that sprayed, you know, the fields with that, and these soldiers absorbed that, you know, and there was effects down the line. Some people were having kids after that. I mean, their kids were coming out deformed. Wow. There was all type of stuff that was happening with these people from this.
Wow.
Blessed that none of my dad and his siblings, my Aunt Monica, my Uncle Vance, my Aunt Beatrice, healthy. You know what I mean? Just like, but the PTSD he had, you know, he had to deal with a lot, man. Man, my grandfather was born in 1926 or something.
Wow.
You know what the hell he had to go through?
Lord have mercy.
He's a black man. He not me. He not mixed. No, he's a black man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he from Alabama, from even a town that doesn't even exist anymore.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even exist
Yep.
anymore.
Yep.
And his father, my great grandfather, I mean, he helped build the Selma Bridge that they marched on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he don't even know his actual birthday. My great grandfather didn't know his actual birthday. You know what I mean? Because at that time
They weren't keeping records like that.
when my father was born, my grandfather wasn't even allowed in the hospital.
Wow.
They didn't like that. You know, my grandmother's German.
Wow.
Yeah, so they was like, you know,
No.
it was a different time. My father was born in 1958.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like, so I know that I know he went through a lot, and he passed last October. Rest in peace, William P. And so I know he went through a lot. So I hold grace for that.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know? I still hold people accountable.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like you're hurt, but doesn't mean you're allowed to hurt people.
Yeah.
It's not a nice thing.
Yep.
He was really rough on my father.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so there was a lot of tense there. But the one thing I'm just impressed about, my grandmother was a loving, all her kids adore her.
Yeah.
She's a very nice woman.
Yeah.
My grandmother's a very nice woman, and cooks amazing too. But like she,
Shout out to Granny's cooking.
right? And but I believe because of that though, my dad was able to look at that and be like, I'm not doing this with my kids, right? So he flipped
And
that,
make that shift. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he shifted that, and so I got emotional because I'm talking about like I was talking about how much he loves being a father. Because for me, I love being a father, dog.
Yeah.
I want more kids.
Yeah.
I want more kids, you know what I'm
Good.
saying? Like I want to
Yeah.
give Zen siblings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I remember even telling him one day, we were watching TV. I think it was just like a Sunday, whatever. My dad was on the couch and my daughter was like on her little tablet for a little bit. And she was like in between my legs were laid out and stuff. And I just remember like being
In that
like,
moment.
this is great. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm with my father.
That's grateful. Yeah.
He loves his grandbaby.
Yeah.
He loves his little girl. Cause my dad, he knew he was gonna make all men. He only produced men.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah, you know what I mean? So to see him around my daughter,
It's
and
interesting.
he's this big ass teddy bear with
Yeah.
her. He's like, whoa, like all with her. You know, he just loves the energy of fatherhood,
Yeah.
right? And that got me just cause it's like,
It's a beautiful
yeah,
thing.
it's
beautiful.
you know what I mean?
It's a beautiful thing.
And like to see, just to know though what he went through, and what my aunts and uncle had to go through as well. Like
how
you know,
he made
I just
the
give
choice.
him, I give him so much love
Yeah.
And grace for that because
Yo,
my
When
aunts
you
and uncle are
become a
great
parent,
too.
you definitely see your parents
Man,
in a different way, and
Man.
you hold a different level of grace
right,
in a
right,
way that's like,
right.
I get it.
You was not necessarily
Yeah.
because don't get me wrong, you know there was things I'm like,
Yeah.
whew, but
Yeah.
coming from that, he could only pull so much
So
from what he
much
knew,
from
what he
what
was
he knew and
exposed to,
had and-
you know.
Yeah.
And you realize though, like you realize that as when you become a parent, you realize that you weren't just sent here just as a parent.
Exactly.
only be
Like
a parent.
it is part of your journey and part of
exactly.
your story, but it's
Man.
not,
Not all of it.
It's not all of it.
And so
Yeah.
because
People
you
make that
know
mistake,
that,
though. Yeah.
because you know that, you look at your parent. Now I look at my parents now,
Yeah.
and now I have the most amazing relationship with my parents. You know,
Great.
I talk to my
Oh,
parents
that's beautiful.
every day.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I talk like I have a tight bond, and they're not together. Obviously, they're not together anymore. But
Yeah, mine aren't either. Whose parents are together? I'll be like,
I'm like, damn.
Yeah?
I'm like, yo,
gotcha,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
I'm happy.
Ashley's
Good.
She's like, that's our video.
They
Y'all know
dope.
Ashley. Ashley like mine.
I'm happy. I love
but
it.
it's beautiful. But like my parents are really good friends, which is amazing to watch.
Oh,
That's
wow.
dope.
And they're like, they get on the phone. Like
That's
if something's
great.
going on with me,
Yeah.
they like, yo, huddle up.
Yeah.
I
What's the
love
game
it.
plan?
Yeah.
Like, because
And they're
this is
both
our
in
baby.
relationships.
And yeah,
Yeah.
they're, you know,
Beautiful.
my mom's in a beautiful marriage.
Beautiful.
My dad is in
That's what
a
it's about.
beautiful relationship. They're not married, but it's like common law marriage
Yeah,
at this point. They've
Right,
been together
right.
for so long.
Yeah.
Shout out to
But
healthy
but then
co-parenting.
everyone comes together and it's beautiful, and just like you experience, like sitting with your daughter and your dad, that moment. It's just like
Yeah.
I love seeing my dad as a grandfather, and
Yeah.
it made me
Yeah.
love him more as
Yeah.
a dad
Yeah.
by watching him with my
Yeah,
children.
and like you said, they weren't only sent here to be Megan's mom and dad.
Yeah.
They
They
had
weren't.
other purposes
They have-
and other.
Literally, we all
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
all
for
do.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure. And like, but I've seen some people like, you know, maybe some friends' moms like where they were mainly a mother and that's what they identify themselves with. So when they leave the house, it's like
It's a dress.
they're like, whoa, what is this? And
What
they're
is
finding
life?
themselves
Yeah.
so, and they feel it's because it's so late, but it's just like, I feel like, you know, it's good for them to talk to somebody and be like, it's okay. Anytime you
Yeah.
find yourself is okay. It's never
Yeah.
too late, you know, as long as you find yourself.
Yeah.
But when they attach themselves to their kids and their kids leave and they their own person and stuff, and then sometimes it comes out, you know, they start having fights with their kids because they're like, you know,
Yeah.
not sure how to describe what they're feeling and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they feel a little abandoned, which is obviously
Yeah.
not done
I
on
had
purpose.
that with my mom
Yeah.
Yeah?
when I got married. When I first got married,
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
she
And
was,
I challenge women or even people to do that. Write down or think about who you are outside of your occupation. If somebody said, "Who are you?" You can't mention your occupation, and you cannot mention
Your
family
relationships.
terms in relationships.
Right.
Or
You know, I'm a
I'm a
father.
friend, I'm a
Yeah,
daughter.
I know
I'm a
what I'm saying.
Right. Say something outside of that.
Right.
Like that's a good.
standing on your own.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who
That's
are
that's
you?
that's a good
outside
exercise,
of-
I would say.
It's a good exercise.
Yeah, that's a group message question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who are you
Who are
niggas?
you? Yeah. Put
Who
that
are
in-
you niggas, huh?
Right. I don't even know my friends.
all you niggas in my
Yeah,
phone.
I'm a brother. I know you got a
Right,
brother.
right.
I'm a son. I know you got a parent. We all sons and daughters.
I like that.
So outside of your
Oh, me.
occupation and outside of family terms and relationships,
Okay, so let's do it right now.
Well, that's good.
Who
Yeah.
are you?
I'll start. I am a spiritual being. I'm a lover.
Come on, comment.
I am purpose driven. I am emotional.
What? Me too.
I am driven. I am an amazing person, and I have always have pure intent.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's good. That's also so big to me as far as
I think
intention.
that's like who I am to my core, especially right now. What did she say? She said visionary.
Visionary. You are.
They always say that. The group
No, you
always
are.
says that. Like, you're a visionary. I'm a visionary.
I can
And I'm an
latch onto that
entrepreneur.
too.
Oh, that's occupation. I
Nope.
can't say that. But I'm an entrepreneur to my core.
To her
If
goddamn.
I
I'm gonna
am
tell you something what black women
promoting
gonna do.
something,
They're
I'm like, I
gonna
can
be
make
they are entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneur.
Because it's
To
one of
my
the fastest
core.
growing as far as in entrepreneurship. Black women is one of the fastest growing
Yeah.
demographics in entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
right?
But
Yeah.
we can't say occupation.
But you
That's
can't.
Occupation.
Yeah.
So
But that's
other
all I'll
than
say.
that,
I just
yeah.
love like,
Other than that,
like yes, you are. But
if I
feel
buy
it.
something, I'm like, I can make this.
Literally. Anytime we go to a juice bar, she's like, we can have our own
I'm
juice
about to
bar.
open up a juice
Oh my
bar.
God.
Anywhere.
That's just how you
That's
operate,
just
though.
how
That's
she
just how it
is.
is.
My mind.
Yeah, that's how it
Mine is
is.
like
I feel you. I feel you.
She'd be
That's
like,
how
why
it is.
are we flying Delta? We can have our own plane.
I'm
like,
crying.
I'm like, there was 5,000 flights. We're getting a jet. Like, and
It's
we're
like-
gonna rent it out. And we're gonna make
I wish.
residual
Literally,
income.
like, it's
my
her- she-
mind just goes down this
all the
rabbit
time.
hole.
all
I
the
feel
We've
time.
been
it.
flying to
Some
LA
people are
once a
like
month.
that.
I'm like, next year.
Because
our
all
goal
she thinks about is the end result, and all I think about is
the
the
process.
process. So
Great team.
so she says that,
Great
and I'm
team.
like,
She's like, well, bitch, what we gotta
I'm
do
like,
is
well,
get
that,
there.
I'm like, well, that
to
ain't gonna happen
actually-
in a
yeah.
week, B. You got to
Yeah.
give me a minute. We got
like,
to.
Sometimes you got to kill dreams and be like, look, girl, you know what
yes,
it's like.
but not yet. Give me a minute.
I did so good because I said we need to have real estate in LA by next year.
You did, thank
And
God.
usually I would be like,
Just say
In
it
a
and
month.
then.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
right.
she'd
got
be
it.
like,
no, let's look at it right now.
yeah, she'll be like, Nicole's drafting the contract,
Next year.
and
I found the
Marquay,
spot and
yeah,
we're
and
buying
that's
it.
fine. Like,
That's
yeah,
it.
that's how she. Yeah.
okay, so you next.
You're like, wait.
I am a dreamer.
Pisces.
Right. I am super emotional. I am a deep thinker.
Pisces, dog. Jesus.
I love it.
It's deep over here.
Deep.
It's deep over
But
here.
that's
the
what
most
people
beautiful
don't
thing
realize
about you.
about Pisces. Like when you're dealing with a Pisces, a real Pisces, is like Pisces is a fish, right?
Yeah.
And they can't exist in any environment outside of water.
Yep.
So if you want to be in a Pisces world, you have to be in the water. You cannot be afraid of the deep waters. You cannot be afraid of the waves. You cannot be afraid of the crashes. Like because that's where we exist. We can't exist anywhere outside of that.
Wow.
I never heard
for
it like
me,
that.
like I have to be very clear in my relationships with people because it's like I don't exist in any other environment but this.
Wow.
Right.
Like, this
It's
is
not like
just-
a crab.
I
A crab can
can't.
be on land, a crab can be in water.
Yeah, so that's what makes like certain water
yeah.
signs different. But with the Pisces,
Only
that's
water.
it. It's water for us. Like we cannot exist anywhere else. We can understand and we can be with anything, but it has to be in the water type of thing.
Like to hear that out loud. You know, it's funny when you had an understanding about things internally, but when you hear it outside, like, you know, translate it into words, like very accurately.
Yeah.
Because as we said, I'm a Pisces as well. So everything you were saying, I was like, yep, check, all that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, whoa. I'm having that moment right now. I'm like, damn, like.
That's one of Megan's gifts, though. Like
Okay.
her analogies, her metaphors, her examples, her deep
Helps
thought,
you, yeah.
her why, her question asking. One of her gifts is her words. Like
Yes.
the way she
Yeah.
articulates her words and her feelings and her emotions.
Yeah.
It resonates with people to connect and understand.
Because that's how I process in my mind.
Yes.
Like, I
Outside
have to.
looking in, like so far, like there's so much that I just relate to this like a lot because that is me. I'm very good with my words. That's why when you said that and I heard it into words, that's why I'm
wow.
like, man, because words are so.
I gotta go. Like, what?
I'll be back.
He jumps in the pool. He's like,
I gotta make it go. I gotta get in the water. I gotta go think.
I gotta go think.
I gotta get in the water. That's funny. That's so fucking funny.
Fuck, man.
Nah, yeah, like just because even when I'm having like a deep conversation or maybe like, you know, it could be whether it's a lover or something like that, I'm like, or my brother or whatever, you know, it's important. I'm like, if I feel they said a word that's not really what they meant, I will pause. I'm like, hold on. Or like they'd be like, because, you know, is this, and I'm like, all right, so are you say I'm very
So what
clear.
you're
I
saying-
get very clear. Bro, I get very clear.
Specific. Very specific.
She's like, so you're saying.
So what you're saying is.
So let me get this right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, actually, that's not really what I mean.
Because sometimes I feel
People can't
we think
articulate.
fast. We think fast, and it
Sometimes
sometimes comes
you don't
out
know.
exactly.
Yeah, it's not.
And maybe we're
intentional.
lucky
Yeah.
where I feel blessed enough to where I am able to really translate my thoughts into words very clear. I articulate what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking.
Because you have no
very
other
clear.
option.
I
That is
have-
what you
or
exist
it's
in.
bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
It goes back to the
Exactly.
water.
Exactly.
When you're deep in water, you don't know anything else.
Exactly,
And
bro.
so because you
Exactly.
have to make it make sense to you,
Yes.
you are very clear in your articulation to other people.
Wow.
That's why sometimes I'm like, I can be super long-winded when I'm trying to explain myself.
Man, I'll be like,
but I'm like, bear with me.
Yeah,
I
I'll
have to
warn
make
you.
She has to say that first. She has to
like,
say
bear
it's
with
gonna
me.
be a lot. Bear with me. I have to get my mind right because I'm like.
I'm like, I say, give me a moment because I need to get all this out.
And I'm like,
she's like, so. And then it'll be 30 minutes later. She's like, 5:45. I'm like, I love you.
I didn't care where it was stopping. I just want to know what time.
But I have to, or if she says, if she asks why or if I'm trying to explain why I made a decision, I have to take you through the whole process. So you are very clear on why I did what I did.
I need to know the context and how I arrived.
Yes,
like,
it's not impulsive.
And then as a person,
I thought it through.
You need to you should care about this.
Yeah.
This
Hey,
is important.
And you should see it too.
It's like you should care about
And
this.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I know. And I'm like, huh?
I'm like,
Bro, I get so thrown off when people,
Y'all
I'm
are
like,
I don't like this. It's annoying.
see,
I'm
you would just get
spicy.
jumped.
I'm
Honestly,
learning
you would
to
get
love
jumped.
it. I'm learning to respect it.
That's
I'm learning
good.
It's a lot.
It's a lot for me.
It's a lot.
It is a lot, though.
I am such a solution person. She is a process person.
I
want to jump to the
absolutely
solution.
same.
She is like, let me
I need to
tell
know how we
you
get there,
why
man.
I need to know how we get there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
and I need
get
to
it,
see
but-
the journey,
Yes.
bro,
Yes,
because it
yes.
has to make sense. Because
Yes.
I respect people like you, like where they're like at the solution oriented, and I'm
Yes.
like, man, fuck, the idea sounds amazing, bro,
But
Yeah.
you know what's
you're
gonna
at
take.
you're at like Z right now.
I'm not
I'm
even
like,
on the
bro,
alphabet.
where's B at?
like,
Like, because I'm at A.
yes,
I'm like, I haven't even started. I'm like, bro,
Yes.
and it has to like, and I need to absorb it. I need to sit with it. But like, and it has helped a lot. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I also started to understand what you just said, how it can be so much for somebody else.
Yeah.
So I learned how to like, all right, look, like, I will sit there and I'm gonna listen to
Yep.
everything you say.
Yep.
Because also I'm a
I'm
decipher.
analyzing everything.
I'm judging you.
I'm analyzing. It's not even judging.
I'm kidding.
It's like
Okay.
I am
It's
literally
like-
taking
I'm
every
like,
word
yeah.
and I am
Because I need to.
and I'm piecing it together.
Exactly.
And then this, I don't know if you identify with
All right,
this,
go
but I'm like-
ahead. Yeah, I was like, because at the end of the day,
I'm like, so I am my body, I feel like my mind naturally takes inventory of other people. So like their responses, the way
Yep.
their
Yep.
moods, so
facial expressions, all that. I take it all in.
everything,
Yeah.
body language, like I absorb and I log it. It's like my brain logs it.
Yeah.
So if you even slightly
Man.
shift from what you normally do,
next time I
I'm
bring
like,
this
what do you
up,
think about what's wrong, what's going on?
like,
Da, da, da.
yeah.
Like, because that's different.
Yeah.
You walk down the steps
Yeah.
different. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
feel
you.
you don't
that.
usually do that.
Right,
Like,
right.
why you do that?
I'm like, we're creatures of habit. What the fuck is
Yeah,
off the
right,
show
she's not
flow?
going on.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
like,
it's
yes.
like-
I'm
and
very.
people be like,
yeah.
you did. But for us, it's like
Man,
there's always a
it's-
why.
Exactly, and
That's crazy.
and because of that, like, and sometimes, man, even for me, it can be a lot because I'm like, man, I'm like overwhelming myself sometimes. I need to like just
Scale back,
relax,
relax.
bro. I'm like, geez,
Literally.
why am I being affected by everything?
Chill.
Because like you said, like I could say something to you.
I almost threw up. Why am I being affected by everything? I'm like, this is mad.
bro.
Y'all are the same. It's crazy.
It's
Why
I just,
am
man, I feel a
being
lot.
affected
by
by
the way you're eating
everything.
your ice cream?
Bro, I'm just everything.
Why am I being affected? Why does
Bro,
that about to
yeah.
make me cry?
Why does it affect me?
Bro, I cry in commercials, nigga. You got me fucked up. I'm emotional, bro.
Emotional.
I wear, see, you know what's funny though? Because I've dealt with like cancers who are very sensitive, and that's different.
That's different.
Oh,
That's
sensitive
very
and emotional
Are different.
So different, bro.
Different.
Thank you.
'Cause the
I'm
cancer
like,
nigga-
because they be trying to be like, but you are. I'm like, no.
no.
I'm expressive. Yes, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I'm not gonna hide that.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you tell me like, oh, maybe you should change that shirt, that's not gonna fuck me up. Like, I'm not gonna be like, damn, she think I look bad, whatever. Like, I'm not just like, all right, she don't think this go with this. I can flow with that. But like, there's been cancers, like I've dealt with cancers where they're so sensitive. You know what I mean? Yeah. I can't operate because that's not me. I'm gonna say everything. Yeah, I need to.
I need to be able to express.
Yes.
And you have to create. That's what I'm telling you about Pisces.
Funny.
You gotta create a safe place.
Yeah.
For a Pisces.
Bro, I will fly away. Not even swim away. I will fly away. This fish will grow wings, bro.
What?
Cause like
I can't exist in that.
Exactly.
It's like it makes my flesh crawl.
And like, you know, I realized too, cause like, you know, holding grace for people who are evolving all the time. Like someone I knew, and she wasn't necessarily as open or expressive at the beginning.
Okay.
But I'm always this way.
Yeah.
So because though I was hit with some walls a couple times, I was just like, all right, well, I kind of hardened my shell a little bit. I was like, I can't keep pouring out my cup. You know what I'm saying? I can't keep doing that. And then eventually she's doing that. And I've had to like adjust myself because I was like, man, now that she's like, because the human me is like, oh, now, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got stubborn with it. I got stubborn with it. There's still ego. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as like you're a Pisces or your environment where you're from, whatever, there's so much that mixes us up, right? Because as much as we similar, there's still going to be some strong differences. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's just like, so I had to like, man, and ease myself back to be like, okay, well, she arrived there. You know what I mean?
She got there.
Don't be so mad, even though you tried to talk about this a year ago.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I was like, I was trying.
Before we move on, we're going to take a break.
A quick break.
A quick little breaky. We have a surprise for y'all.
You guys, you know what it is. It is the KFS fam. We're giving you guys 20% off the BSimone Beauty site. 20% off everything excluding bundles.
Excluding the bundles, so don't get overzealous, okay? Go to bsimonebeauty.com and use the code KFS20, all caps. That's K as in no, F as in 4, S as in sure, 20. KFS20, all caps, and get 20% off your BSimone Beauty.
No, for sure.
No, for sure. 100%. Yeah.
I feel like I feel like what I've learned about myself, like this is my new thing, because I have to make it make sense in my head.
Always. Always.
Yeah.
So I have to see it and make it make sense. So what I realized is that I used to be very one extreme or the other, because I'm like, you either get all of me or nothing. Like I'm either in or I'm out. But what I'm learning now that I'm older, I've learned how to kind of navigate this a little differently. And my example for it would be like Hulu, right? Hulu is Hulu, but there are different subscriptions to Hulu.
Right.
There's the basic.
Right.
And then there's you pay a little bit more than there's this, and then
premium.
Then there's premium. And so I've learned that like I can still be me, but I can. Okay, you're on this subscription level. So you're gonna get this much. I'm still me.
Got you.
But you're gonna get this.
You're gonna get ads.
And then depending on what you're willing to invest into this, depending on how much value you see in this. Right, then the subscription level will change. Yeah,
absolutely.
But I used to think I'm not being me if you didn't get all of me.
I see what you're saying.
And that's not true, because you can still be you.
But
you can
that's very true. Yeah, that's something I picked up later on in life as well. Because I was very much even from first impressions, I was kind of big on. I was like, well, I'll shut that down. And when I am all in, it's like, you know. But as the time went, I was like, oh, I could control the intake. Yeah. I didn't realize, you know, sometimes you don't realize how much control you have until you tell yourself how much control you. Like, you have all the control.
Yeah, you give yourself permission.
Yeah, absolutely.
I control this.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And so learning that was so big, because I'm like, I was still able to have connections out there that flourished because knowing that. But I still knew that there, I guess, would be a ceiling to certain things, you know?
A cap,
yeah. Even though I used to think that was a bad thing to have a ceiling on something, because I believe in no limitations and stuff. I'm a big dream. Our imagination's huge, you know what I'm saying? But like, I was like, oh no, that's good. That's also just called personal boundaries. It's just called boundaries. Right. And it's just like, you learn to what you like, what you don't like. You don't want this, if they violate this boundary, I'm very good at this. when it comes out of the side of the romantic stuff, this is where I'm good at the letting go. That's where I'm like, oh, I've came to that point where I'm like, okay,
Bye.
cool,
Yep.
bye, like whatever.
Yep.
I did realize, I think I'm gonna do a little men thing right now again too. I did realize this. I think this is where. Okay, do we have time real quick? I don't want to overtime.
You still have to finish your list of who you are. You only said 2
Oh
things.
shit. And we went
that
into
was- I know,
all
we went into
that.
a whole-
She's
We went
like,
to
I'm a
all
dreamer
that from
and
that.
I'm emotional.
Damn.
Pisces.
Wow. I'm so sorry.
No,
And
no.
you still
it's-
have to do your list.
No,
Got
it's-
it.
No, I mean,
All right, let's do that. Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
sorry.
like that would be. I don't know. I feel like I would. I'm a spiritual being.
Yes.
I'm very aligned with God.
Yep.
Like my relationship with Christ is real solid.
Right.
I am forever curious and forever changing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm so curious about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the why is consumed
Yeah.
with
Bro, drowns me. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
what?
Yeah.
Never not
Like-
asking why.
Yeah.
Never. And it used to
Why?
suffocate me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't suffocate me anymore.
I actually found liberty
really
in it.
just is like it is such a part of who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The why of
Everything.
literally.
Yeah, I like it. The curiosity. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me
So
too. It
I
makes
can,
you you.
yeah. That makes, yeah.
What's yours? Who are you?
Man, I'm trying not to overlap, but there.
Like
I
a
mean,
Pisces.
Yeah.
right? Pisces.
we
Like
just
no,
said.
I am emotional. I am very creative, and not just in the sense of like with what I do. Obviously, no,
Yeah.
I'm just saying like I have this creative spirit. I'm protective.
Yeah.
I'm loving. I'm very like I'm giving. Spiritual. I'm very, very authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And I've realized that when I feel something's not authentic, and this happens in so many aspects of my life, that's where but I have to identify it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where I'm like, because it could be even something I'm watching, it could be a TV show, and I'm like, like this not clicking with me.
Yeah.
Come on, this like, yeah. So I'm very authentic. I'm very aware, hyper aware, to be honest.
I was gonna say that too.
I'm hyper
Yeah.
aware. I feel like those are like the foundations, and I could say a lot of things, but those are still the foundations of those things that I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want to add one more. I'm accountable. I feel like that's a big one right
Huge.
now. I'm accountable
Huge.
Yeah.
to myself and to the people
Yeah.
that love me.
Man.
That's big for me right now.
Yeah.
I'm very accountable and aware of.
Were you always like that?
Was I always like that?
Yeah.
Accountable.
I've always been self-aware. Like
But accountable as for holding people accountable.
Yes.
Okay. 'cause-
But not always holding myself accountable.
Exactly. That's what I was going to get at too next.
But I've been very good at holding other people accountable. But
Which is hypocritical in a
especially
sense.
about the
Yeah.
emotional
Yeah.
and like the emotional and mental thing. I haven't always held myself accountable.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, me either.
Yeah.
Like, are you a person that holds people accountable? Like, are you very strong on that, or no? Is that something you've been kind of soft on?
I feel like you're getting there.
I'm
You
getting
haven't
there,
been-
but
Okay.
I've always
Yeah.
lit. I've never. I'm more like I don't want to ruffle feathers. I used to be.
She used to
wow.
allow.
I
don't wanna
even
ruffle
if
feathers.
it sacrificed herself.
Oh, yeah.
She wouldn't hold
Okay,
any.
got it.
No,
Got
like,
it.
I don't want no. What,
See, that's so interesting when every
Now
time I'm
I'm
hearing
better.
how people
Yeah.
good. Also, that's huge. But like also, since I was a kid, holding people accountable. I'm like, if someone's wrong, I'm like, no, you need to know that you're wrong. You can't just
Wow.
like
Wow.
Yeah.
that's not right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I'm also, I guess I had this like I could be aggressive. I'm not afraid of confrontation
at all.
and that was my issue.
at all.
At all.
That was my issue.
Because that's what I'll say. It starts like those two go kind
Fearful.
of hand in hand.
It goes hand in hand.
Yes.
Fearful of conflict, confrontation.
Exactly.
I want peace. I want to get to the solution.
Yeah.
I don't-
And
So it wasn't
if I
necessarily about
say
the
it-
accountability part then. It was more so the confrontation because you would hold people if you
If I wasn't scared to
Yeah,
have the
maybe, yeah.
conversation
Or I don't
to
know, but
approach
yeah.
it or
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, I feel like sometimes you can be afraid of confrontation because you're not only afraid of just like the instant response,
Right.
but like the fear that I'm gonna say this to you, the vulnerability, and you're not gonna do anything about it.
Right.
And
Got
so
you.
now I've placed
I
myself
see,
in
yes.
this
Oh,
sensitive
wow.
and vulnerable position
Wow.
by expressing what I need,
way
what
you're
I want, and
accepting
how
it.
wow.
I feel. And you may not fix it.
Oh, that's so interesting.
You
yeah.
see what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
know that
I
has
never thought
been a
about that,
thing.
yeah.
I've felt that for me, like being afraid of saying what I need
Yeah.
because you're not going to like
Give it to me.
me,
Yeah.
Right.
or like you're not
Adjust
going,
in any way.
yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I've never got to that point where I thought about it. I'm like, I'm gonna tell you what the fuck, like, you know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah.
never like a fear of
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because I'm like, if you don't change, then
I would
I'll
tell
move
you how
accordingly.
I would tell you if you're wrong, but I'm not going to tell you how that affected me
Oh, really?
because
Oh,
then
wow,
that
that
places
surprises me.
in a vulnerable position.
Oh, that surprises me. That
So
does surprise
now
me.
I am better at
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Now
I'm
you'll
just
do it.
saying.
I feel
Yeah,
like-
of course.
yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
But I
Yeah.
used to just be like,
Yeah.
I would just treat you a certain way
Yeah.
because I felt like you were treating me a certain way. And instead of saying like, this hurt me, like that actually hurt my feelings. Because I've had to be this like,
Strong.
I see what
Yeah.
you're saying
I'm
now.
always
Yeah.
the strong
You know what?
friend.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
actually, and this is where I guess some of that man stuff comes in, where I'm like, I've never actually really wanted to say that something hurt me and made me sad, but I kind of blinded that or like masked it with like, no, I express how I feel. I'll tell you when I'm affected, but it's usually because I'm ready to tell you what made me mad.
Bad.
That's
Not what hurt
easy.
me.
Yeah.
Easy.
That's
Yeah.
easy. Anger is an emotion that's so easy. I come
Easy.
from a house of we're aggressive. That's
Yeah.
just we were exposed to a lot, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so I realized that's the effect on me, and that's what
Yep.
I'm working on, right?
Yep.
But to say like, yeah, like that hurt me, boy. Oh,
For the people that are
Boy, oh
watching,
my
he just moved the
God.
mic. Like he can't believe he just
No,
said
to
that
say
out of his
Like
that-
mouth.
just say that?
But,
That's
like,
different.
Instead of that
that's
made
something
me
that
mad,
bruh,
that made me
yeah.
angry. No, it hurt your feelings.
No, that
it hurt my
me.
feelings, bro. That, oh my God, bro.
Hurt-
Like
that
that
hurt my
shit
feelings?
is,
Yeah.
to say I hurt my feelings, because also as a man, I'll be like, I hate to say it, but I'm like, man, it made me feel like a bitch. Like if I say that shit, I'm just like, I don't want to say that, but
you-
it's
it's
just so
real.
important
That is
to
a real
like it's so
emotion that men
important.
feel.
I've just honestly, when I say it, in recent months,
You're like,
been
this
able to
year.
say like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, real
Yeah.
shit. This year,
Yeah.
I'm like, that shit hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even like, man, to even take a step further, that's one thing to tell a woman that. Can you tell another man that, bro? That hurt my feelings, nigga.
Aw.
What? Bro.
I love that.
Bro, can you
But
tell-
See, you can say it like that. That hurt my feelings, cuz. That hurt my feelings, cuz. I should have smacked you in your face, nigga.
God, my feelings is hurt, nigga. What the fuck wrong with you?
If y'all see black men
Because
do
I'm
it,
sad,
do
nigga.
it like that. I'm sad, nigga.
I'm sad.
Sad, nigga. Cut down.
Just say it aggressively.
Right, that's so funny. Yeah, but like, see, I'm really fortunate to have like this really good, like, my brothers are my best friends.
Yeah. Are you talking about your blood brothers
My
or your
blood brothers.
Okay,
yeah,
got you,
yeah,
got
yeah.
you,
My
got
older
you.
brother Marcus and my baby brother Darius.
Got you.
Baby, he's 28, whatever. But
Okay.
like, you know what I'm saying? But like, they are my best friends, and we could talk about so much. And then even my chosen brothers, you met Matt. Yeah, you met Matt.
How is he doing?
He's great. He's doing great.
Wow. Yeah. It's been years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like him, Jay, like just and I'm you know Melvin Gregg, Woody
Yes,
McClain,
yes.
Keith Powers, these
Yep,
guys. So
yep,
we have
yep.
this like such a healthy group mess where we're able to express so much. There's no judgment there. And like when we'll talk about what we're feeling, like how we feel, and we could say what we're feeling, and we'll give our thoughts or something like that, or we feel is a healthy option and stuff like that. It's such a important thing to have this amongst my brothers. Like,
So
you know
how
what I'm saying?
do I
Other
want to
men
ask
do that.
how do other men find that and not do it, but how do they? Because I feel like black men don't have that.
A lot of
We're
them
So
don't.
blessed,
A
and I feel
lot
like
of
black
them
women
don't.
don't have what we have.
Yeah.
Like we've been so blessed to have everybody on our team loves God. Like we talk
That's
about
great.
we'll
That's nice.
sit in the car and talk about God for 3 hours. Like women
Wow.
of our generation, our millennials, are in our industry,
Yes.
in our world.
Yeah.
The world is so big, but in
Yeah.
our world, our
Not having
community,
those
they don't
conversations.
have that.
Yeah.
So how do black men find that, or a community like that, or a
Man.
village, or even make it or take leadership in
Yeah,
the
no,
world
for
they're
sure.
already in?
Yeah, for me, because it's not like No, it is a very tangible thing. Let me not say that. So look, it's like for me, it became with, you know, you guys talk about being very intentional with everything.
Yep.
Like I live intentional. My intentions
Yep.
are set out there.
Yep.
And because of that, I attracted my brothers like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I attracted like-minded
became that.
because I'm talking a certain way. And so these guys might not
Yep.
be responded to a certain way, but then this guy doesn't. And we start having this
So
conversation.
you start moving over there.
Yeah.
And then we had these
Right.
conversations. So then that was built. And because they're like that, I'm meeting people through them. They meeting people through me.
Yep.
Now we
Yep.
have this
Like-minded
alignment.
village.
It's just
Yep.
like-minded village.
You
Exactly.
became that, and then you attracted it.
Exactly. Like even when I first met, so like what y'all have is that me and Matt very much have that,
Dope.
you know. And it's the way when I met Matt, I would say a week or two prior to meeting him, I was saying, look, people in my life, these guys, like, look, I love the folk back home. Gotta love some people from a distance. People I grew up with, I love, but our lives are just different now. We evolve differently, and that's okay. Some of them are taking it personal.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take it personal that they're taking it personal. That was my lesson at that time, and I learned that. And I say, you know what? So, and in my belief is like God in the universe. That's like for me, that's
course.
oneness and stuff. So I was just like, look, I was speaking out there, and I prayed and said, I want to find a village that's like-minded,
Come on.
where there is all love, support. There's no hate. There's no envy. We could grow that, and we could water the seed, and it could just keep blossoming into something beautiful. Like
Put that intention
yes,
out, like
it
you
did.
said.
And like I want brothers and sisters that just like nurture this love and support, and then we could grow together. Because the African proverb said, if you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together. Right? So I'm saying, I put that out there. And literally a week or two later, I'm walking. So I went to, so I was raised in Cali. I was, born in Philly, but raised out here in Cali, right? So, but like the Hollywood club scene, like I was going to this fucking, what is it, Tower or whatever? No. One Oak. I hate all that shit, but it was somebody's birthday that I'm close with.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was like, I'm gonna entertain this.
Right.
20 minutes of my
20
time.
minutes.
Right.
I would say I was there.
Yeah, because I don't fuck with Hollywood. I fuck with LA, but I don't fuck with Hollywood.
Right.
So
right.
I was like, all right, so I go there. As I assume there's bullshit happening in the front. I was just like, you know what? Hey, bro, I'm taking you to lunch, whatever.
Yep.
I'm out.
I'm not
so
going.
I'm leaving.
So you never went in?
Nope.
Okay.
Didn't even go in.
Okay.
So I'm leaving. I end up calling a friend of mine. She did this. So Spike Lee directed a video, NBA 2K16, and me and her were in the story mode for that game, right? So we were close, and I was like, yo, what are you doing? Because like I was supposed to do whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm on the phone with her, and I'm bringing that up because it's important, right? So I go down. I'm walking down the back street of this apartment that Matt lives in, right? There's a back entrance and a front entrance. So I'm walking down the back entrance of that. For whatever reason, this day he was like, you know what? He's like, he was hungry. He's like, I want to go get something to eat, but it's better to go out the back entrance instead of going to all the other places we usually would go. That's the front entrance.
Look at God.
Right. So he comes out. I see him. Now, you rewind a year prior to that, I was binge watching a show called LA Complex, right?
Okay.
It only went like 2 seasons. And I remember seeing him on there. He did like 4 episodes. I remember seeing him on there, and I paused it on his face. And with my ex-girlfriend at that time, I said, what do you think his casting's like? Because he's biracial. He's very fair-skinned, but he has black featers.
Wow.
And he reminded me so much of my dad. They look, I'll show you a picture. It looks like my father's son. I'll be like, Dad, you got something to tell me? And like every time he sees my dad, he was like, you said you was going to the store and never came back. Like, he always jokes like
That's
that.
hilarious.
They always like him, my oldest brother, they all got this fair complexion, but like, and then my older brother, he's not even biracial. My oldest brother just very light, you know what I'm saying? Because of our grandmother.
Yeah.
And so I see him, and knowing a year prior, I had this whole conversation about him.
Paused on the TV.
On his face.
Yes.
And I was just like, man. So when I see his face, I was like, oh, man. I'm on the phone. I was like, hold on real quick. I was like, hey, bro. And he looks. He from Detroit. So
Yeah.
he looked. He was like, it's midnight.
Like, what, nigga?
He pulled out his gun.
I'm on a hill, so I'm even bigger
you
than what I am.
Jesus.
My deep voice, I'm like, hey, bro. And so it's funny because every time he saw his perfection, he turned around, he was like, yeah. And I was just like, oh, now, like, man, like, LA Complex. And he was like, Oh, yeah, because he's an actor, right? And he's usually noticed for this other show that he was on called Rookie Blue. He was a series regular on. And people would notice him from that and this other show called Kevin from Work. I had never seen those ads, but I never seen them.
Okay.
So I was like, so he was just like, Elliot Conference, how the hell
But you don't know any of my other credits?
Right. He was just, no one ever recognized him for that. Like, this, like, that's wild. So he was just like, yeah. And I told him the story. I was like, bro, I swear, bro. I was like, you look like my dad, bro. It's crazy, whatever, we're talking and everything. He's a big sports fan. I'm a big sports fan. We're talking. In the middle of our conversation, he goes like, hold on, bro. He was like, 2K? He's like, bro, I have you on pause right now, bro. I'm playing you right now. I'm like, bro, I'm on the phone with the girl that played my girlfriend right there. And then I was just like, I am gonna call you back.
That is crazy.
Bro, it was crazy. He was like, I just paused so I could get. I was like, I have to eat. I have to stop playing this damn game.
That's crazy.
He was just like, I was like, bro, yeah. And so we had this thing, and he's like, look, bro. He's like, look, man. He's like, I'm about to get something to eat, whatever. He's like, but we're gonna hit some pool parties this weekend. Me and some of the fellas, like, so Matt's from Detroit, but his mother's Canadian, and he got his start in Toronto doing a lot of shows that filmed in Toronto.
Dope.
So a lot of his boys are also from Toronto. He's like, look, man, this weekend we're gonna be hitting some pool parties up. Man, you down, you meet me back here, chill with us, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's like, yeah, man. Literally from like that point on, like, inseparable. And those guys, even those guys I met, it was the brother Shamin, Stefan, shout out to them. They're doing amazing acting, producing, all that.
Yeah.
And like looking years now, like me and Stefan, we sold a limited series in a movie recently.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's blossomed from this village.
It's all aligned.
You know what I'm saying? And it came together. There's no hate. We'd be like, hey, bro, hey, you should look into this. Tell your team, look into this. Hey, bro, I know this director, like, they looking for this. Like, I can't do this or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Or even if we are getting the same auditions, we'll workshop it together.
Yep.
Like, bro, because we're going to bring something totally different. We're bro, not too many 6'9" Afro-Latinos out here acting.
Right.
Like, bro, you're a dark-skinned black man from Toronto, Caribbean, bro. You Jamaican, bro. We're different. It is what it is. We're not going to. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and we've all, from that moment on, I'm seeing how our careers have flourished. Yeah. And, like, and it's not, obviously, it's not, like, just to say, like, oh, it's because of it. Like, but I'm not going to say it's not a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're
Everything
able to flourish
is
because, like,
important.
yes, exactly.
From the intention you put out a week prior.
Exactly. And that's my biggest point where I always tell people is that intention that I was able to attract this, literally attracted it to my life.
And be open to it.
And be open to receive it. You're right. Yeah. Exactly. You also got to know what you're asking for, right?
You have to know what you're asking for.
Know what you're asking for. And I was like actively working on it. I don't just say stuff. I feel like there's some people, they'll hear the stuff, and this is where I talk about authenticity, right?
Mm-hmm.
When people talk about like manifestation, energy work, and visualization, I've also seen it misused in the sense where people are like, oh, like I've just been really manifesting, but like there's no work for it.
Faith without works.
Exactly, bro. like it's just like no work. Yeah. And so, so to see it actually, like, see where we all are now, because that's what, now we're going back 7 years ago or something like that now. 7-8 years ago, whatever. It's just like, wow. First of all, time. Yeah. But like, it's just like. It's beautiful, you know what I'm saying? And we've been able to grow so much that everyone's doing so well. And then like, and that even talking about the group where I talk about with Melvin, KP, and Woody, everyone doing so well. We have this haven and it's safe for us. Yeah. So we're able to express ourselves. Yeah. If it wasn't for that, like, I don't know, like what it would be like for us, because we're all emotional beings. I'm like, damn, imagine us doing this by ourselves, bro. Right. Like, what the hell?
Or hiding.
Exactly.
Really
hiding
who we really are. And
then what that does to you internally, like not even just mentally, emotionally, but physically, what that does to you to hold things in, and not be able to express. It makes you physically sick. Yeah. Like, it can literally make you physically sick. So being able to express and let it out and releasing that energy is so important. Because
I fully believe that I've, like, even, like, in recent times, like, having some back issues, I was harboring so much. And I'm, like, fully in belief that I'm like, man, I'm really been affecting myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you got to be able to breathe through this, or not just breathe through, I'm just saying, like, you got to let this, I'm a big thing. I always say this when people, like, have come to me to, like, especially if they're going through some stuff and we're just talking things through, and I'm like, because sometimes, there's really nothing you can say, especially if someone's dealing with loss or it's something big, and there's nothing you can say, right? Yeah. I was just saying, man, the only thing I'll say, though, is that, let the emotions go through you and not in you, right? Yep. So it's just because you will make yourself sick, right? Yeah. But you feel all these feelings. You're supposed to. You're a human. This is good for you.
You're going to. And they come with, like, I am such a firm believer that the things you experience, your feelings, even anxiety and depression, which I've experienced, I've lived a life of both very deeply. They come with a message. Like they carry
They're telling you something.
a message in it. And so if you reject those things or ignore it, you are limiting yourself information, healing, opportunity.
Absolutely.
Like you are literally hindering yourself.
A village, people you could identify with.
And I've literally like not communicating how I feel. Like if I don't communicate how I feel, my literal throat chakra
will be off.
Literal. Like I get like
a sore throat.
I'm like every 5 minutes I'm coughing.
Got it.
And every single time.
That's how your spirit communicates with you.
Our massage therapist does Reiki, and every time she's
Beautiful.
like,
I love that.
Say it.
She's like, you need to say what you need to say. Your throat chakra's off. You need to say, and every time I'm like,
So that's
like
where it
something's
communicates
stuck.
with you. Wow.
So next time I'm gonna be like, "What say it, bitch?
Say it.
What was you gonna
Clear your throat one more time and not say shit.
I love that.
Yeah, but you got 3 more.
You got before we go have a meeting.
Well, first one, hey, maybe something's,
Okay,
you
your
know,
little
maybe
cough
something's
drop.
on, yeah.
The first one might have been a little pepper. Might be a little
two
pepper
cough
flash.
drops, bitch. What's up? What you think? Well, I know I gotta let
Oh,
you
run
know.
on hot toddy. What's going on?
Oh, wait, yeah.
I love that you have that for black men. So y'all hear that, black men? Cry on your
Man.
nigga chest.
Man, yeah.
Cry on your homeboy chest. I'm sorry.
Metaphorically.
I mean,
what
on
I'm
his,
saying? Like,
you know,
oh.
Maybe shoulder.
maybe or
Chest.
Just
That's a
sit in your
different
chair,
type-
sit in his chair, bro. After, you know, you ain't got.
That's a different level of like your chest.
I've cried at my big brother's like, oh my God,
Oh, yeah,
I've cried
for
it
sure.
with him.
For
Yeah,
sure.
bro.
But
But,
like-
he takes his big brother's role so seriously.
Yeah.
But we've also honored that. And it's like, our
Yeah.
dynamics as brothers is
Yeah, I
very
love that.
understood. Like, you know.
You're
and
so
he's
blessed to have that.
Very,
so blessed to
very,
have that.
very. Because he was also not just a big brother, but a good one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
advice, he's very in tune with his emotions,
Yeah.
very aware. And like, he's the type, if you ask, everyone's like, oh, you know my big brother Marcus, be like, oh man, good dude, bro.
Yeah.
Good dude. Everybody has that
Yeah.
about. And I'm very proud of him for that, you know, to be that, like, that's where he goes, that's his mark he leaves. Everyone thinks he's a good man. So I love that.
Look, y'all, this has been the second. You had Batch first, and you are the second black man on our whole season, our whole show. I know, right?
I'm hearing early, like, you
But
know,
we said
angel
we were
investor.
only gonna do men because we weren't really. For me,
When
I wasn't.
I say
we
you
weren't-
should see our email
Yeah.
of the people that want to be on this show. We're like,
and especially men. Like
Protect
it
your
wasn't
space.
a big. It wasn't a
Yeah.
big push to have men. On the
it was
podcast.
for,
Yeah,
you know,
it's y'all
for the
space.
talking to black
it's-
women.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
I feel
y'all's
like men are
space.
dominating the conversation right now with a lot of things and trying taking control. Like we've seen what's going on with like the abortion laws and you know, there's such like men are such dominating so much of the conversation, especially in the podcast industry. It's such a male.
But when men get on and talk like
true.
this,
But that's what I'm saying. Like we
Yeah.
weren't interested in having men on,
Right.
but to have men on that are evolved or evolving,
healing, open,
healing,
Yes.
growing,
yeah.
and it
Yeah.
shows black
And have-
women out there
Yes,
that
that
this
exists.
exists.
Oh, well.
And there's black
one.
men that respect black women. Like I see how hard you go for your
Yeah.
friends that are black women
Yeah.
on social
Yeah.
media, and
Yeah.
that's inspiring.
Yeah.
And it's worth acknowledging and praising because there's I don't see a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's interesting when you guys say, I just like, I definitely receiving that. Also sad at the same time in a
100%.
sense because
100%.
I get so caught up in my world because I'm surrounded by the men that are
It's
like
your
this.
reality. It's just
That's
like, this is
my
what life is.
reality.
This
And
is-
then so
yeah.
every time I'm like,
so
oh,
many people
duh,
that
man,
don't
this
have
shit
it.
fucking exists out there and it's
Yeah.
sick and sad. But
Yep.
that's a reason why I've contemplated doing so much podcast because as an actor, I don't want the mystery taken away from me. It's kind of your only semi-power you have. So people don't separate you, your character and you. But at the same time, I do feel like figures like my boys and myself, my brothers, should speak and show because I don't know, this might spark up something with another dude to be like, let me, explore this or something like that. And if I could do that, have men be more responsible and accountable for a lot of the stuff, it just would, because a lot of women are doing their part. I mean, obviously, I don't have to acknowledge that there's always good and the bad.
Yes.
But there's a lot of women doing their part, a lot of, like, naturally, there's a lot of women that's nurturing us, and we're able to benefit a lot off of that. So it's just like the more men that are able in the spaces I'm in, because I love my life is beautiful, is because we're able to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be able to be these beings and stuff like that. it's intoxicating in a sense. Like, you know, you just want to be around it.
I'll say this just as for me as a Black woman right now, it's because we've been talking about this abortion law a lot lately, and it's obviously heavy on everyone's heart and mind right now. I will say, like, and especially as a Black woman, Black women don't shy away from our outrage when we see something happening to our Black men, right? So, like, if we see police do something wrong, we are the first ones.
Front lines.
And so I would say, as a Black woman, what I would love to see in this moment is outrage from our Black men.
Absolutely.
I would love to see the outrage.
Absolutely.
I want you to be outraged by what is happening to us. Just as we are outraged what happens to you guys.
Absolutely.
And when someone does y'all wrong, when the government does y'all wrong, we are the first ones out there. And I want to see, not to say that it hasn't been, I'm just saying.
For sure, no, for sure.
But I'm saying, I want to see, I don't want to see like, damn, that's fucked up. No, I want you to spin the block. Let's go. Yes, it does.
We've benefited from that. What are we talking about? We're keeping a buck. We've benefited from that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you saying that is so true, because I'm going to take it further from just the outrage. Black women have literally changed laws. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shout out to Abrams in Atlanta, you know, in Georgia. Voting and stuff like that. They've literally been the front lines for things. And I'm just like, you know, or the Crown Act and stuff like that, you know, because Black women and Black people shouldn't be judged by how they wear their hair and all that stuff. Things like that is necessary. So it's just like, I always say, for every time when it comes to activism, whoever is the majority of the oppressors or the perpetrators and stuff like that, if you have people that are the same demographic, your fight's always gonna go farther. When look, there was a lot of white people that was in the civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? You needed that. In gay rights, right? Whatever, you know, stuff like that. You need straight people fighting with your gay brothers and sisters to have that life, right? So in this stuff like that, it's like you don't just be like, well, that's the women.
Yes,
I know it's not my body, but what the hell? It's just like, bro, like, this is all of us. This is a human,
us.
right? So men have to be very out loud and shout out to the ones who are. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the ones who are. It's just, you know, the more.
But if you have a platform, you not you need, because I hate putting that on people.
I know.
But it's just like, I hate doing that, because I hate, because it's like, I hate that. Because everybody has their
also
cause.
Speak the fuck up,
you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just like, this is really something that impacts all of us. And even if you're not publicly, like, I'm not saying like whatever, but you need to be personally outraged by what's happening. You need to find a way to express something, be supportive, or
find a way to
something.
Also support
and it just, you have to be, because what's happening right now is just deeper than what they're presenting on the surface. And we need to be aware of it.
I agree with that.
So
we love you.
Love you.
This is so cool.
When you come in, it's like,
I know.
third member.
Official.
My nosy ass at the beginning, I was asking y'all questions. I was like, this is a podcast, bro.
It's
like, yeah, okay, good.
Great.
Yeah, I'll be back anytime.
Years, and
I
just
know,
love
man.
how well you articulate yourself, and
thank you.
You know, having
that's
a
great.
conversation.
Proud of you from first time we met. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Crazy.
The journey is beautiful.
Crazy.
So
You
proud of you. Appreciate you.
And tell people that don't know, like, what you've done, your credits.
Oh man, you know what I'm saying?
We got so deep in the
I know.
Like,
We didn't even.
Good. I love that.
I love that though. It's organic.
Yeah.
It's not. We don't want to be like, so tell us where you see
No,
yourself.
I
in
feel
5
you.
years.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not an interview.
I feel you.
It's a conversation.
Absolutely.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's energy. We don't walk in with any. Like, I had a few questions. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
just
You know, we want to know
icebreakers, but we're just like, we asked
Whatever.
you, like, what you want to talk about.
Right. Yeah. It was.
We
It was
always
very
want
cool.
this to be organic.
Yeah.
I love
You
that.
know. So.
And we want it to be fulfilling and beneficial on both ends.
For sure.
Yeah.
And proud of both of y'all for this too, because one, seeing how close y'all. I love seeing sisterhood and brotherhood, and I've seen it for years with y'all. That's why I came with the questions. I was like, cool, I get to finally be here and share this space with you guys, which is nice. You know what I'm saying? So thanks for sharing that. But so I'm happy also you guys are doing this, because you guys are doing it, and like, to me, like, not that I, you know, but to me it's like, it's just done like right. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
But as far as my shit,
Yeah. Because y'all don't even know. He like a real famous nigga.
man, I've been lucky enough to be a part of so many stuff. I mean, Insecure did 5 seasons, wrapped up
Crazy.
this past year.
I was
You know what
really
I'm saying?
sad.
I know a lot of people was, but
No, like
it's bittersweet.
really sad.
Like I love that things have an ending.
Yeah.
Because sometimes things have left. We're like, what the fuck?
What happened?
What happened?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Girlfriends ain't coming back. What the hell?
I know.
Like, it's just like,
We
man,
still not over that shit.
the hell?
We still hate him.
It's like, bro, it's just
like,
shit that happens.
No.
And like, just sing
I've been singing that for 20 years.
My girlfriend.
crying to the car. That's funny as hell. But yeah, I was lucky enough to, man, I've met so many amazing people through that process, and just like seeing that go to an end, because I did 2 seasons of 2 other shows. Gangsta People play on BET.
Yeah,
You know, but
so
that's it. There's 2 seasons. That don't come back. We left off like they're
In the
assuming
middle.
a 3rd season's gonna come.
Yeah, I was
We have
locked into
questions.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This HBO Max show did 2 seasons I was on called Made for Love, which was so different for me, and I loved it.
Yay.
It was I'm all about just trying to, like, you know, you don't want to be pinpointed as one
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
So I love doing that. Made for Love on HBO Max. See, that's not coming back for a 3rd season. See, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm grateful that Insecure was able to
Have
put
an
a button
ending,
on
yeah.
its ending. It was beautiful. It was like
Yeah.
we saw from beginning, saw the arcs of these characters.
Yeah.
And that happened. Good Trouble still going. Shout out to them. I'm not,
Hey.
you know, doing my thing on there no
Okay.
more. But they're going strong. 4 seasons in. Like, to
Okay.
get past 2 seasons, yo.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
Man, it's not easy in this business. And
Yeah.
there's so much content now. It's not like back in the day you had a few shows. No, it's
there's-
so many
it's
streamings.
endless.
It's so much.
to watch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've just, and then got some stuff cooking right now.
Yeah.
So what's next? Like,
Yeah.
where can they find you?
Yeah,
Where,
yeah,
what
yeah.
should we be like? What should I be watching tonight?
Yeah,
Like,
I appreciate that.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Bring it up. Because I was going to say, we're going to skip over that.
Yeah, my man.
Not my man.
Manifest.
I heard you was what you say it was? An audio porn star.
Oh, porn star.
That's what they're calling you in the
Look,
streets.
man, look. All right, look. I did some audio stories.
I actually
Audio,
downloaded it
yeah.
for $12.99. I was like, I'm about to go to sleep to him.
I got to get
I
ready.
didn't even listen to
I'm
it yet.
so weak. Look.
What is it?
Shout out to Dipsy.
Okay.
It's a Dipsy app, right? And it's ran by women. It's very
Okay.
sex positive.
Okay.
But not just like stories. They do like they have interviews on there. They have podcasts on there. They have a lot of things on there. A lot of healing stuff. So it's an amazing platform. So shout out to them. They reached out to me and was like, man, we would love to collaborate. And it was in that form. Like, it was, you
So
know,
you're
it's
just
a
reading the
series.
stories.
It's honestly like being an actor, like a script. It's just audio, right? It's like a TV show, but audio. And
That sounded like a
cool.
little ad for it. It was like, as the sweat.
man,
drips.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
girl. I was like, I gotta get where's chapter 1?
Oh my god, yeah. Honestly,
You have a great
That
voice
was-
for it, though. You
No,
have a
great voice.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
great
Yeah,
voice.
that was probably some of the hardest thing I do, because doing that stuff is not easy. You have to breathe a lot. Boy, you get lightheaded.
I'm sure.
You get lightheaded. I was just like, this shit not easy. But
Yeah.
also, I was nervous about doing it, because I was like, man, like, I'm a person that's very much like sex positive, don't, you know. So I was like, man, do I want to do this shit? I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Thanks for the bag, Dipsy. Appreciate you. But like, you know, it was just like, but I was like, man, look, yeah, this is great. I believed in what they were doing.
Got you.
So because of that, I could attach the why, right? I'm like, why would I do this?
yeah. Why would
I
Like,
doing
what,
it?
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm like, oh, I love what they're doing. I love what they represent. Man, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Good.
And even
That's
the people
dope.
that do come up to me that are attracted to that app, like, I've had amazing conversations with these women. It's just, it's very nice. It's,
Dope.
yeah, I've met a lot of interesting people.
Dope.
So that's, you know, I love doing that. I don't think I could talk about stuff. There's a Hulu movie called Miguel Wants to Fight. I don't know when that's coming out.
Okay.
And then right now is a movie called, it's a weird title. It's called Gatlop.
Okay.
Gatlock.
Right.
It's out right now.
Yes.
Okay.
And you get, like, if you go on Amazon or Apple or like, yeah, Apple TV, whatever, you could search it up. And it's basically like, you remember Jumanji back in the day when we were kids?
Yeah.
So if that was played by adults and it was a drinking game instead, and the game comes to life.
I love
It's
Jumanji.
a little comedy,
Yeah.
horror, adventures
Oh,
type
good.
shit.
Okay.
So it's fun.
Cool.
But yeah.
What's
And then
been your
other stuff
favorite
will come
role
out.
that you've played so far? Or like the work that you've been most proud of?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because it's different, like being like super proud of Insecure. But I would say as an actor, I think
Personally.
or like I think Good Trouble gave me scenes where I feel I could really show a little bit more what I could do, the range and stuff.
I was about to say the range, the
Yeah,
diversity as
because
an actor.
everything has its purpose. Insecure was great for me because that getting me out there, introduced me, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's not my show. I'm not the lead. I'm servicing someone else's story.
Yeah.
And I was on Good Trouble too, but because they have so many episodes, they had room to
Develop your
where I
character
could
more.
like, you know, just have moments where I could really show some stuff. So I really loved that as an actor, like as a role. And then as far as like the process of it, having fun, season 2 of Gangsta we play in Atlanta with that group of people, with Parker, McKenna
That's such a
Posey,
good show, man.
Jackie
I haven't
Long.
seen it.
I was
I
locked.
hate when
No,
people
that
say
was,
that.
and I'm not like I'm not really. There's only like maybe 3 TV shows that
Yeah,
I
it's a lot.
locked into.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was locked
I'm
into
happy.
that.
That's
no,
I'm
I
happy.
was
That's
because it
great.
was like
Appreciate that.
one of my. Lauren London is one of my favorite people, just
Yeah,
in
in
general.
general.
I've always,
Not a fake bone in her body.
you know what I'm
Shout out
saying?
to Bug. I love
like
her.
so. You know, when you see people, and then obviously I knew you, so like
Yeah.
seeing you, and it's like
Yeah.
you see people that you like and
Right,
fuck with,
right.
so you're like, of course I'm. But it was it was
fun.
still a good ass
fun.
story. It was
It's-
great,
man,
like
it's so I love
especially
it. It was
second
fun.
season.
It was fun. Yeah,
and it left off on such a like BT. What the fuck y'all got going on? Bring that shit back.
Come on now.
Somebody
but
gotta
yeah,
pick that up and bring it back, because that story left off like
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said I love Insecure for being
Yeah.
able to get to that point. So
Dope.
that's all the stuff I could talk about.
okay.
Yeah.
So we end every episode with 2 questions.
Okay.
What do you know for sure? KNOW. What do you know for sure? And what are you saying no to for sure? NO.
What do I know for
After
sure?
this episode.
Oh man, that
like,
that
you.
whole breakdown, bro. Like now I know that I could translate what being like that Pisces breakdown.
Yeah.
The whole like
Yeah.
getting in the water. Like now I know that I could actually translate that into words.
Yeah.
That's gonna be big for me moving forward. So
Wow,
thank
I
you
love
for
that.
that, Jen.
I
That
love
was like wow. And no.
You said
Y'all not about to transform my it's gonna be 2 women and me. Yeah, I don't care
Titties,
what people
ass,
say.
and all.
It ain't gonna,
Bundles.
I want what I want.
Bundles
and
Thick,
all,
I don't
bitch.
care. I want what I want. I don't care. It ain't about to be what you.
Like,
he said no to whatever the
no
fuck
titties,
y'all was
like
talking
shit.
about.
no to that freaky shit.
No to that.
No to the fade and the straight backs
The
and the
little
no
design
ass.
fade. I was like, nah.
She gotta have a
G.
boosie fade.
Shit.
Like,
Coming in with a white beater and a Gucci belt. I ain't doing that. Hell, y'all know y'all in Atlanta, bro. I ain't about to know. She ain't,
with
she
a book
ain't
bag.
here.
He like,
With a book bag. What's in that bag?
And the little hat, the little Gucci hat.
hell no.
Why the hell
Hell,
we
he
get
said
here?
that is a no for me. It's a
No to
hard
that.
no for me.
No to that.
That is
That's a wrap.
hilarious. That's
Identified
hilarious.
that quickly.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, what are
Y'all-
you saying
y'all
no
say,
to?
yeah.
What am I saying no to for sure?
Fuck. It's like I ain't never been with a buddy.
Oh my god. This is
I'm saying no. If you don't want to be with me, I'm saying no. That's not the right answer.
It's like, you want to be my nigga? No.
No.
Try again. I know for sure.
phone a friend.
Phone a friend.
That's funny.
That's my little joke for today. I know for sure that there are amazing black men out there, and I think I said this with King Batch too. But it inspires me.
Say
It
that
really
again. No, you
does.
can say that
Nobody's
again.
perfect. We all have our vices. We all have our problems.
man.
You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But there are amazing black men out there, black women. You do not have to settle if you are not happy.
Jesus.
You can move on.
My
You
God.
can heal. You can grow, and you can find a man that is on that same frequency. Things will not be perfect. But to me, you are an example of that.
Thank you.
And
I
I get to see
appreciate that,
that.
too.
I've known you for years.
Yeah.
And I really
Thank
get
you.
to see that. We've never had like
appreciate that.
an hour deep, you know,
This long,
this
yeah,
type
but
of
we've had-
dialogue.
yeah.
We've had
We
conversations,
have, yeah.
yes, but I mean years ago. And
Yeah.
we've both grown since then.
Oh my God, so much.
I know for sure that there are beautiful black men
Thank
out
you. I
there.
appreciate
And
that.
I love y'all, and I'm,
You know, I love you.
What do you
So cute.
what are you saying no to for sure?
No,
Did
no,
you
I said my no.
That was a little
If
joke,
you don't want to be
man.
with me, no.
No. Okay, my bad. My bad. My bad. What do I know for sure? Oh man, probably the same as you. Like that, those men exist, and like that is like you can have these really healthy friendships and dialogue with men, and it doesn't have to be like a sexual thing. It's like we can.
First, y'all know I'm a comedian. I'm playing, but obviously our relationship is platonic.
Yeah,
and we can have that
healthy conversation. Yes, and the fact that I love what you said that. Yes, you were looking for like a brotherhood, but you also were looking for sisterhood too.
Absolutely.
Like friend, like their village is not just secluded to just men. It was like, I'm looking for people who align, who it doesn't matter.
I operate my best because Black women nurture me too. I mean, my career, my mental health, therapist. Shout out, hey, thank you because you helped me a lot. But like, it's just it's Black women. You know what I'm saying?
Black men, therapists.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
Okay.
It's okay. Come on.
That's
now.
important.
Let's try.
So what am I saying no to for sure? No. What am I saying no to?
Hard no.
Honestly, like I am saying no to anything that is, and I've said this before, not aligned with like my purpose, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like there is nothing or anyone off limits.
Being more disciplined with yourself.
Yeah,
right?
like I'm just so locked in and like intentional about my purpose in in the full capacity of my life.
You're clear.
That it doesn't like I'm no longer having exceptions.
Compromising.
Yeah, or be like, but this person, it's okay
That's
for
the word of the
or
day.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I love that.
Absolutely
Same.
not.
No.
Same.
That
Purpose
is that.
is bigger than that.
It's bigger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm too committed to it.
So committed, man.
So committed. So yeah.
That's good.
This is so fun. You got to come back.
I'll come back, I'll come back here, Atlanta. We do it all like, We'll be there. So
That's great.
I love it. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for tuning into the Know For Sure podcast.
Number one podcast in the world.
Number one podcast in the world. Live show coming soon.
What?
Merch coming soon.
Merch
It's
coming
coming sooner
soon.
than y'all
Live
think.
show or tour?
Both.
Okay, I need to schedule.
He's like, so which one y'all want me to do?
Which one am I going?
No, we might,
You need to hop on this stage.
Have a conversation.
I'm with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we love you guys. B.Simone signing out.
We'll see you guys next week.
Megan A. Brooks. And
Bye.
Okay. Love you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Know For Sure podcast. Make sure you keep the conversation going and use our hashtag KnowForSurePod.
Yes, we want to see you guys share the hashtag KnowForSurePod on all social media platforms. We want to keep the conversation going.
Keep it going. Go to the website, knowforsurepod.com, and follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram and Twitter, KnowForSurePod.